Oh, I gotta fix this camera.
No, that's good.
Okay.
Can you sit down?
Ring me.
Somebody. I'm trying to fix this camera right here. Need somebody in the middle. Perfect. That's good. All right, when you're ready.
Like it like that? Yeah, baby. I like it like
that. Joe Angle.
I like
Joe
it
Angle.
like
And
that.
it's you.
Like it like that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I like it like that.
It's some saucy intro music.
Is it?
Fuck it.
All right.
Yo. I guess we live. Shit. This is the Revamp Podcast, Revamp TV, where we talking about ideas, concepts, and standards, politics and events, all the way down to social issues and theories, conspiracies, all that good shit. And we also do analysis and breakdowns. I'm gonna try to start because we got a movie we're gonna break down for you. It's called The Room. And I just break it off like this. The only thing more dangerous than a man that can't get what he wants is a man that can get anything he wants. What's up with my niggas on? My bad. I am Sincerius Royale, Uncle Lonnie the Illusion Killer, Lonnie Stark, you feel me? I go by many names, you understand me? I got my niggas here with me. I got my nigga AP. Oh, my man, introduce yourself.
Yeah. So, I'm sorry, y'all. I have a major itching and craving to go finish this beat. And I feel like I'm being held hostage to this seat right now. While that same melody is just repeating over and over and over, continuously needing more done to it.
I'm sorry, you had a job that you choose to do.
My name is AMNGEAP, or AP for short. AMNGEAP for long. All my niggas don't eat.
Okay. Then we got my nigga Jay Remy up in the building.
Yes, man. Maybe I'll Jay Remy, man. You already know. I said, suck it easy, man. You already know. Revamp Podcast, man. This shit really revamp. You did?
Yeah. What's up with niggas, man? How niggas doing right now, bro? What's new with niggas, man?
What's this?
Sure, so,
Nothing under the sun is what we for sure know. So we know that that's not new.
Shit, how you been doing, Jay Remy, bro? You good? You straight, man? How you feeling, man?
I'm in cool. You already know, bro. Just working, eat, sleep, shit, man. Repeating, bro. You already know, and then recycle. You feel me? You already know, man. Everyday shit, man. Just living basic, bro. You feel me? Not trying to be too difficult, not trying to be too easy, bro. But right there in that normal category.
Yeah, I feel it. Shit, man, I just been trying not to get too caught up in other people's shit, man. You know what I'm saying? It's difficult. Man, I ain't never really known how difficult it is not to get caught up in other people's shit. It's kind of hard to stay to yourself, bro. It's kind of hard to not get caught up in people's shit. Really? Even if you was a solitary nigga, bro.
Mm-hmm. I find it pretty easy.
Not me, bro. My experience is different, bro.
Because
I feel like
caught up in people's shit. I let people have their
like
own
you ever
shit.
been like that? Like you ever felt like you was like sometimes, not every time, but sometimes you like the go-to nigga in the family? Whether it's like people come to you with their problems, or like people might come to you and they need a favor or something like that.
No, my family ain't too open-hearted like that. We all keep our problems to ourselves and hold that shit in.
You just become toxic as fuck, huh? That's pretty much it. Okay. But yeah, hell of that shit, man. Shit, just trying to stay positive, boy, because a lot of shit came. What about how niggas got that little stem thing? How niggas feeling? Niggas pockets a little extra hefty this week?
I ain't gonna lie, man. You know your butt.
Fuck is $1,400.
Man, that's some niggas' first rack, bro. You think some niggas ain't reached that rack yet? You feel me? So niggas, you already know niggas getting blessed just for seeing that. You know what I'm saying? For me, I've been seeing some racks. You feel me? You know that ain't nothing new with me. So hey, that's what it is.
Man, I bet you getting 14 racks at like 33 compared to 23 is a whole different kind of money, bro. Because like right now, at 33, bro, I can think of hella shit I would have to do with that money versus me getting that much money at 23.
Man.
Nigga, I'd kill myself with that much money at 23, bro.
What?
I'd be wildin', nigga.
Nigga used to be real on back then, too.
What? I remember back then, that's when they used to drink 151, boy, like nothing. Niggas on that fire. I'm telling you. Shit, they was drinking, back then, was drinking with Grey Goose and shit. And, bro, hella E&J. Back then when I was broke, when I was broke, I used to drink hella E&J.
You know what I would have spent all my money on? Studio sessions.
At 23?
Bro, that's
awesome.
all I was worried about.
Well, 10 years ago from the age you are now. So
that's all I was worried about at the time.
That's saucy. That's saucy.
That was my whole concern and all of the shit I was doing.
If you was 10 years younger, what would you think? What you think you spend your stimulus on?
I ain't gonna lie, no. Drugs.
Drugs! I love drugs.
Your boy was on, bro. Straight up. Nigga, I ain't gonna lie. Nigga, for sure, marijuana, you already know. Basic shit, you feel me? But yeah, nigga. That's why your boy
What about you, Ira? Shit, man, we got Ira in the building, too. Cameraman Ira, you feel me, in the building, bro. 10 years ago, bro, you get you a stimulus check. What you think you spent on?
10 years ago?
You was 10 years younger with a stimulus check.
Stimulus check. I'll probably buy some cars.
Before T-Honey?
Yeah, the auction.
I could have seen you do that. I could have seen
you
that.
gonna get 2.5 buckets, nigga.
Yeah, I got my first car from the auction for $800.
You flipped it?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Big
that's
bands.
what's up. Oh, yeah. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool.
That's cool.
That is, nigga.
Shut down on all y'all 10-year-old couples.
I'm just saying I was immature. I guess everybody grew up mature, nigga. I didn't just grow up mature my whole life, bro. It took time. Shit, 10 years ago, bro, 23 years old, I might have done some dumb shit, bro, with 1400, bro. I ain't gonna lie.
My nigga said, been in the wilderness.
But shit, like I said, we got a good episode. Man, what is up with y'all niggas not being punctual? I swear to God, bro, niggas cannot be punctual for shit, man. Niggas be lazy they don't feel me.
What is punctuality in all reality?
Bro, we're not even trying to go that deep. All I'm saying is the show start at 7, my nigga. Be here at 7, fam. That's as deep as that shit go, my nigga. But
what is 7 o'clock in the real content? You know we got daylight savings, right? We're in daylight savings right now.
Are we?
Yeah. I think we gain an hour of sleep, we lose an hour of sleep. That's what we do.
Have you been losing sleep?
No.
Really.
I mean, yes, but like not.
I'm saying because of daylight savings time, you've been losing sleep.
No.
Okay.
Daylight savings never had it.
I ain't been losing sleep, but I might be having this shit. I been talking in a little bit more sleep.
My nigga Remy sleep when he want to sleep,
I
nigga.
ain't getting too a little lazy, nigga. That's why I'm like, do my ass up.
Alright,
shit.
But shit, man. I mean, fuck. I don't really know what to talk to niggas about right now, except for these topics. So I guess we can go ahead and get. We gonna go ahead and get into it. No, unless you got something to talk about.
Shit, I was about to say, y'all saw that. What's that? Mark Zimmerman, that Batman, bro. That new Batman that came out. You feel me?
What?
It was whatchamacallit, the Zack Snyder cut.
Oh, the Justice League shit. That's okay. We can talk about that shit. Yeah, I see it. I see
that
it.
shit
We
came out.
can.
Yeah, but one thing about it though, what I didn't like about it,
like that.
huh?
Okay.
No, but I'm saying
What
though.
you mean, bro?
You
had ample opportunity to watch it.
No, I did not at all.
What is it? Nigga, okay, you ain't see it,
Bro,
He just seen it just now.
I seen Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but I ain't like.
And her tribe get attacked by something.
I feel like, I already knew it was like fake bootleg because I know they ain't put it out. Like, you feel me? It ain't always. It wasn't no finished product. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I know that the audio was off and shit. Like, you feel me? You know, the stuff is sounding real. You feel me? Like
The audio,
like down. You feel me? Yeah, like it wasn't sounding like
My nigga was real critiquing.
Like, yeah, bro.
He
Like,
said it didn't sound like THS Theater Max,
Yeah,
nigga.
it
was sounding like,
you feel me? Yeah, I'm hearing this shit through my special audio, nigga, noise cancellation, nigga.
What?
So,
Do you hear this nigga, bro? He expect to be in the theater in his headphones.
I got my
This nigga want an AMC in his
It
headphones.
really wasn't up to, you feel me, bro?
Oh,
It really
shit.
wasn't like you would hear that shit through the regular audio and it'd just be like, you know.
You probably should have hooked it up to some speakers and
Yeah,
tried
but
that.
it was cool though. Like overall, it was cool. It was something to watch. Yeah, it was something to watch.
Okay. Get my take on the movie. Like, I feel like they tried to make it extreme with the brutality and shit.
Yeah.
Like they for sure had my nigga Stephen Wolf was over there dogging shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie, ruthless. But as far as the story, I guess the story, in my opinion, I guess that shit was like a C. I gave it like a C. It was cool.
Yeah.
A lot of niggas died. I don't know if we could talk about the niggas who died. I want to talk about all the niggas who died, but I really do. But this nigga over here, nigga, this Poindexter ain't fucking seen the movie. So I don't know if you know what I'm saying.
That real spoiler, yeah, that's why I really
niggas died.
Yeah, niggas went down, bro. It went straight up reverse, nigga.
So
reverse flash type shit.
Man, yeah, bro. R.I.P. a lot of them niggas, bro. Can we talk about that?
I'll be a lot of them niggas, bro. Niggas came through.
My nigga, it was Green Lanterns who was dying, bro. I ain't saying no names. I'm saying Green Lanterns was dying. The niggas, bro. The Amazons was dying, obviously, bro. You just seen a whole fucking city of them motherfucking bitches get killed. This shit. Anyway, bro. All right, fuck it. We ain't gonna talk about it, bro.
They're not coming to America, right? What about that?
I didn't even see that. How, you seen it? You seen it?
Yeah, it was cool. You feel me? I saw Matumbo ass up in there. I'm like, what? Oh, okay, that nigga Matumbo up in that thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was cool. You feel me?
Is it a knee slapper?
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. It wasn't better than the first one. It was not better than the first one.
I didn't think it would be though. I wouldn't expect it to be the.
It's always the first ones that get niggas hurt.
Why some niggas be waiting 10 years to make a sequel to a movie? Because I just heard they dropping the Ace Ventura 3.
Because they never was supposed to be a sequel, but since you niggas demanded and you niggas just want to throw away money, they make sequels to everything, and y'all don't demand creativity. So, being that y'all only want trash, why not feed these niggas trash?
So you saying all sequels are not meant to be made? Is that what you saying?
Exactly.
That's not true. I disagree with that.
Yeah.
I think some movies actually set up the sequel in the first movie.
Some movies are meant to just be fat as it may.
Oh yeah, I get it. Now.
Fast and the Furious.
Them niggas made 20 movies of that.
Bruh, and to be honest with you, if they would have just stopped at Tokyo Drift, I would have been cool.
Tokyo Drift is where you drew the line?
Bruh, what? I was done after Tokyo Drift. Tokyo Drift created a new thing for the driving. And after
that was really it right there, though.
Yeah, after that, the storyline got stupid.
It took it to some real GTA shit after that. It took it to some GTA shit after that, bro.
Kind of shit. No.
Bro, I'm like, bro, ain't nobody slingshotting a motherfucking car, bro.
At this point,
bro,
they might as well make a Fast and Furious
like
universe.
wrapped on with the car, bro. It just swung, bro. Like the nigga was, bro, Ace Ventura himself, bro. Our motherfucking.
At this point, they are the Avengers Fast and Furious.
Speaking of the Avengers, you know, I hope everybody likes Gay Captain America. We have a Gay Captain America now. That's awesome.
Right, that's gay.
Obviously, it's supposed to be. But I'm just saying, that's, you know, progression. Moving into a new world.
They could have just created a new gay superhero and we would have been cool with it.
That, you know, that's my whole, like...
If you would have just created a new gay superhero, I would have respected that.
Right, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why you gotta like, change...
To redo shit and make it gay is fucking stupid.
That's not it, bro. That's not it. That's not the way to go, bro.
It's fucking stupid. I mean, as critical as it may be.
Continue, my nigga, you feel me?
Bro, just be original. Created a fucking new gay super... Bro,
come on,
it's not that hard.
My nigga, Super G.
It's not that hard.
The real Super G.
We don't have to like fuck up the storylines every single time and just redo people. That shit is like fucking confusing and ridiculous. You kill this. You kill it.
Okay, I got 2 questions I can next, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
So we get into it.
No, we're not getting into it
Is
yet.
this a
I
weekly
can just ask these 2 questions though.
Oh, good. Double question there.
All right. Let me see. If you had a wishing room, who would be your first wish? I'm asking you.
I kind of hate that you asked me that question on the spot.
I really wanted to ask Remy, but he unexpectedly hopped up.
He knew what the fuck he was doing. If I had a room in which I can wish upon anything I'd like, what would it be?
Your first one.
My first wish. God, that's pretty tricky. I wouldn't know. I guess I don't know.
I can respect that answer. Ivory, what about you?
What was the question?
If you discovered a wishing room, or if you was in a room that grants wishes, what would be your first wish?
That's it's a hell of a question.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like in the moment as you're thinking about it, you're just thinking about what you would ask for now or what you're thinking about at the moment. But when if say that actually happens, what would actually be your first wish? Would it be exactly what you're thinking about now?
I want to laugh, bro. What's funny, bro? What's going on?
Man, I don't know, man. Like that now, just get it. Y'all, it's hella complicated now. A simple wish, I don't know. I don't know what I think of because we already talked about like the rules that come with it. So now I don't even know.
But let's say it's despite the rules.
Shit, $1 million.
Despite.
$1 million, okay. As corny as this may sound, you know what my first wish should probably be? It'd probably more than likely be something along the lines of like
Who would you go to war with?
knowledge of what purpose is.
Oh, you finna blow your brain.
Oh, fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck
That
that.
nigga Sam finna die in the room.
It'd be some along the lines of that, like some sort of access to a certain type of wisdom. I'll ask him for some weird shit like that.
What
Like,
would be
Bro,
the?
you're never coming out the room. We gonna walk in the room and see you paralyzed, just sitting there.
nah, I can walk out the room.
Bro, you gonna be paralyzed,
Hey, but
bro.
imagine you knowing some information that you could never speak to anybody about.
Knowing so much.
Anybody that you speak about it
But
will think you crazy.
what would be that sacrifice for that though?
That's the
It gotta be-
sacrifice
it gotta
right
be a
there.
sacrifice.
You're fucking crazy at that point. I'm telling you,
You're not crazy.
You're gonna be sitting in the room, scribbling on the walls, random shit, murmuring to yourself, or you just gonna be sitting there dazed, not saying shit.
Or what you gonna do is just throw it to the back of your mind and lock it up and never think about it again.
I mean, think about all that knowledge he got to throw to the back of his mind.
Bruh.
And hold that knowledge. We're not even talking about forgetting it.
But that's what I mean though. Like, never mind.
Yeah, so that would be a very complicated thing, because even what I would want, I would have to come up with the right way to say it to even get it the right way. So, but it would definitely be along the lines of something like learning some sort of information or gaining some type of enlightenment or some shit like that. That'd be like my first thing I think of. But my second question though to this shit is, if you had a wishing room, do you think you could share it with your significant other without turning against them? Without y'all turning against each other?
Was my significant other? There's no way I couldn't share it with her. The thing is, me and my significant other, we damn near think alike.
Damn.
So I can almost guarantee that my reaction to this room is going to be same as hers.
Mhm.
So more than likely, you feel me, being that we're on the same link when it comes to shit like that, our communication level will be to a point where like we'll have an understanding like, okay, we only doing certain things or we're not doing shit or like let that shit go. Hey, we ain't touching.
So what if you just come home from the studio one day and she got a fucking tiger in front of your
To be honest with you, a tiger?
Like you can trust that, bro. I'm not, no, bro.
I'm gonna be like, babe,
I don't know.
where'd you get a tiger from? Let me see, is it friendly? Like,
See, oh, hell no. Fuck all that. Fuck that shit. This nigga wanna go pet the tiger.
because I know that if she got a tiger, there's a whole other reason why she got that tiger.
What? But is that stable thinking? Why you want a tiger in West Oakland?
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Why you want a tiger in West
Me
Oakland?
and her are both stably unstable and perfectly made for each other.
This nigga slick, boy. I swear to God. That nigga slick, boy. That's a tough question for me. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said. There's no way you could not share. So, but that's a hard thing. That's a deep level of trust, boy. Cause you don't know what a motherfucker could wish on you and shit. Like, ooh. She might be like, I wish this nigga just had a stroke. You be like, you wake up just all fucked up one day. Don't even know what happened. I wish this nigga lose his memory. Like, goddamn. You don't know. You don't know, man. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know.
I wish this nigga had a stroke.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro.
Yeah, that's the one. I wish everybody in the world lose their memory.
That's it. On some shady, boy. But all right, I don't think I can stall much longer. I think we just gonna get to it.
At this point,
Yeah, because since it's taken,
unless that's her yelling.
I'm kind of hoping that is, but that's not her.
That's her yelling like a mad woman.
That's not her.
No, that's not her. She's not that mad. She
Okay.
may be a little mad. Actually, may be a little mad, but not all that mad.
I want to say, I guess today's episode, I guess we are basically talking about the concept of, one thing I said is absolute power corrupts absolutely. Another thing is, one line in the movie is, only thing more dangerous than a man that can't get what he wants is a man that gets anything that he wants. So we're just gonna, give a cool breakdown analysis of this movie called The Room. And it's about a couple who move into a home and find a magical room in their home that grants wishes. And see what kind of turns and twists this shit takes. So yeah, hopping on to it. I'm gonna let AP start off first, and then I'm gonna narrate a little bit later. You want go ahead and start us off.
Oh, I get to read the notes. What we got here? All right.
5:30.
Excuse me, real quick. So yeah. Nigga, you said that shit. Oh,
Nigga, you said that.
you said right there, right?
5:30.
5:30.
Right,
All right.
that's
Like, right there. Let me make sure I got that right there.
You got your old man shit going on right now, boy. I don't know what's going on with you.
Main characters dispute they dispute unpacking why goddamn you write horrible,
Damn.
you write horrible.
Okay.
Now,
So
give me that. Let me see.
the main characters dispute unpacking The wife passively aggressively comments on husband's art and lack of responsibilities. So this, I wanted to make a point up in there because
Goddamn buzzards and goddamn.
anyway, so we obviously ain't gonna be able to stop that. I just wanted to kind of note on like one thing I noticed about women sometimes, it's a cold thing, females, I don't know, bro, but y'all know how to say like certain shit that'll like fucking nigga whole day up. Like, no, for real, like, cause in the movie, I guess like they both excited. But like AP pointed out, bruh dude is an artist. So bruh unpacks all his drawing shit. You know, he got his paint boards up and his, you know, all that type of shit, his paint's up. And I guess before you can get to it, she starts doing all the work and unpacking. So, bro, he's like, I guess he's feeling a little emasculated. Like, look, that's the man's job. I'm about to do it. She like, man, you ain't gonna get to it. Once you start drawing shit, you're gonna forget about everything else. Basically, fucked his whole day up. So he give her this kind of look as if like, bitch, you was out of pocket. And which that's what I'm saying. Okay. So
ooh, that's what he's saying. He ready.
no, because she knew obviously that look. She knew what she did though, fam. She knew exactly what to say that was gonna trigger him. Because motherfuckers know how to. That's fucked up when somebody know your triggers. When like somebody learn your triggers and use them against you, that's some shady shit, bro. That's fucked up.
But is it more so that she understood the fact that this nigga would get caught up working every time?
Hold on, time out.
Oh, that was you out there with the horn.
All right. Action is in the building.
Hello.
Verb is here.
Hello.
The verb.
Host of show. Hello.
Ooh.
Host of her show. Fuck.
Fuck.
Are you okay?
Tongue twisted as hell.
I'm tongue tied in the motherfucker. But I can say that though. Ain't that great? Host of her show about nothing. And the Jan of the Revamp, also the David Ruffin of the
Okay, yep.
of the Revamp.
David Ruffin.
Okay.
This is gonna be a fun episode. She can't speak.
Fuck. Tongue tied. That's crazy. All right.
Now, I think I successfully stalled long enough until Action got here, so we didn't have to cover the main copy. We barely got into it, but we gonna get into Action topics first. That's what we was waiting for you to get into.
Really?
Yeah, we was really waiting.
This is all notes about the show, about the movie.
Oh, have we covered that yet?
No, this is what we waiting on.
All right.
But we was gonna talk the ones that you came up with. Which are the ones you wanted to start with?
So, it was an interesting video that I saw that I tagged the rest of the castmates about it. The topic is mainly about the level of dissatisfaction between Black men and Black women and the relationships that's falling apart. So the question that was posed in the video: should Black women stop having children for Black men until Black men learn to respect us? By the time it got posted on Instagram, a follow-up question was, are questions like that attention seeking or actual cause for debate or discussion?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now I'm gonna ask you guys, like, how do y'all feel about that?
Okay. Who you want to go first of all?
You.
I'm ready. Okay. So, as I watched the video, there's a couple things that I noticed. One, I feel like it was kind of vague when because you can say, okay, little Black boys are disrespecting us, but that's vague. I don't know what she meant when she said that. So that was one thing that kind of made me feel like, I don't know, it just seemed a little like, it seemed a little funny. I guess and another thing that I noticed was she kind of used the reason of the mortality rate. I'm not sure how accurate or inaccurate that is. I don't know if what she said was true or not.
Okay.
All right.
I nigga be knocking shit over
Right.
accident, bro.
This
Nigga, right?
Hella
Just
big.
boom.
No,
Just come through, just.
I'm here.
This nigga just.
I'm
Here,
Man,
niggas.
the so shit.
all that mass and shit.
I'm here, nigga.
Right.
Damn.
It's got light. Look at him. Look at that handshake, boy.
Okay.
But,
So, like I was saying, I noticed that, and it just seems like, and I'm trying to be so careful with that. It just seems like those are kind of manipulative. It seems kind of manipulative because you're using the reason. Okay, we're dying at the risk of giving birth to black boys. Okay,
What?
that's what she's saying. So what is the point of doing that if we're only raising them to disrespect us? Once again, I don't know what disrespect you're talking about. That was a vague statement. And then she was just like, y'all got to get it together. Once again, which is kind of vague. I don't know what you mean specifically when you say, oh, y'all just got to get it together. All right. What do you mean? What are you talking about? So I guess I needed more clarity.
More clarity, maybe more context.
I mean, it just.
She didn't write the whole essay out.
It felt like manipulation to me.
It was
should
just
we
a
watch
thesis.
should I play it?
For sure, play it. Yeah, play it.
Because I do feel like stuff like that, it does set up the room for like discussion, but it leaves out so many variables, like dying to have black boys. Okay, but according to the
Crazy.
niggas and snacks, but according to the
Nigga over there licking his lips.
according to the according to like some of the statistics, they saying that we dying, period. So we're also dying for little black girls. So should we stop having little black girls? Because clearly something is happening where the little black girls are beating people's ass and they killing people too. And they twerking and they stealing and it's all types of stuff that's happening. So
Would I be wrong to say that it promotes the agenda of the gender war?
that too, and it also is almost promoting like, oh, we can't be with black men,
It's
so
more black on black
be with
shit.
black women or date outside your race.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just kind of like, what were you actually, like you're saying, it was kind of vague. Like, what was the solution aside from not having kids? Because not having black boys ends us. So and not having little black girls ends us. Like, we need both. So where, like, I want to know exactly where she was going with it. I'm about to try to. Oh no, it's on the revamp page.
I
So-
personally feel like
Mhm.
when I heard that shit, I'm like, first point, you ought not be having babies with anybody that's disrespectful to you. So, first point there, know who the fuck you're dealing with before you have your goddamn baby. Second point, it don't matter who you have babies with at the end of the day, you still gonna face the same concept. You still gonna face the same concept. To make it seem like first off, you can't even control whether you have a boy or a girl. You're not controlling that. There's no button that say, well, I want a girl now. So,
I want a girl.
so if you have a baby and it just so happens to be a boy, then you just got to deal with that. Also, as a black woman, if you go have sex with any other race, you're just making more black people. You're just mixing it. Black is still being there. So even if you have a Mexican and black kid or Asian and black kid or whatever, still black.
Yeah.
Right.
So if that kid grow up disrespectful, well, bitch, you done did the same thing with a mixed race baby.
Man.
Now you make the world just that much more worse. Thanks.
You know what? I got a follow-up question for that. Oh, let me put that in my phone. But here go the video.
Girls, if you're not one of us, then please just keep it scrolling. No. So the rest of that video goes on, and the girl asks other black girls and women, should we keep risking our lives, knowing that the mortality rate for black women giving birth is very high? Should we keep risking our lives to make black boys just for them to come out and disrespect us? And the very fact that that question is even being asked right now by younger black women, these little black boys, y'all need to pay attention because you could be potentially creating a problem for yourselves that I don't think you realize.
What?
These girls are already sick of y'all shit. They're tired. And if y'all don't get it together, they are going to just opt to decide potentially, let's not even have this problem. Let's nip it at the source. And yes, I understand it's not all of you, but the problem is there's too many of you doing it for this to be the way some of these black girls are feeling right now. Y'all gotta do better.
What?
Because
That's what I'm saying. I don't really know what she's talking about.
I get what she's saying, but I mean, it's the same shit the other way.
Hey, it
Right,
might
it don't-
be on what she's saying.
She talking basically what she's saying. Niggas need to get their shit together. As
But-
far as,
But you can't put that
Saying she not admitting they part. We both.
yeah, that's what I said. I was just about to say that.
because
Like,
if they grow up
women is the
disrespectful
same way.
and you raising
Not
them like
worse.
that, then bitch, that's your fault.
Well, I as a part of the mother committee, Black Mother Committee at that. I get what the second one, the summary that she got from the other woman. I do feel like she should have allowed her to finish what she was saying and not cut it off, because we didn't get to hear what the first young lady was saying, right? We only got what her summary was. So I feel like I do see a lot of young Black women becoming frustrated with Black men. As someone who's
I'm down.
dated, like, no, because I'm trying to make sure that I am not feeding into the bitter Black woman committee. No, for real, I do my hardest to not treat the next Black man as the one that I've dealt with in the past. It is hurtful to have to live like that, knowing that you're never going to get an apology, knowing that you're going to move on to the next one that got the same problem or something similar. And I think a lot of young women are kind of tired of it, because they're like, hey, I'm making money, I'm doing this, I'm not my grandmother, I'm not my mother, I'm not what society has defined women as in the past, because I don't need you. And it's that's a harmful statement, because we need each other. But I can see where the frustration is. Just being online these days, for some reason, and I understand it also goes for Black men too, but for Black women, what we do defines, like, if for some reason what the bad ones do defines all of us. So then they'll go, oh, all Black women want to do is twerk. They can see you every day at work posting shit. They won't even pay attention to that. But let you shake your ass one time. Now, oh my God, that's all Black women want to do. I'm gonna watch. And it's like, no,
watch.
but we're more than that. And then it's just, and then like, for those of us that earn money, it's like this thing where a lot of, I don't even want to say a lot. There are the Black men that I guess a lot of Black women are attracting. They're looking at it like your money is our money, my money. And I don't understand why you're spending my money right now, because I got a bitch with a job and she's supposed to give me her check. It's not even a real partnership. It's like dudes that just want to stay at home and do stupid shit. And women are tired of that. Black women primarily, because like they already said, our income and the Black community is like damn near non-existent. Like our pool, our resources and stuff is damn near non-existent, and they're tired of being the ones that's doing the finance. And then if we're asking for our counterpart to pull his load, we don't get that a lot of times. So it's like they're tired. But I don't think that asking should we stop having kids is gonna be the solution. That's dumb as hell. Just raise the next ones right. If you raise the next ones right, you stick with a dude that's good. And if you find one that got mama issues, move on. And then if you find another one that got mama issues, but he's willing to get help for it, fuck with him. Because a lot of them got mama issues. A lot of them do. A lot of them don't have a relationship with their mom. A lot of them got a weird relationship with their mom. And it's like,
I love my mom.
but you're probably a small amount of them. I know for a lot of times in the dating situation, a lot of dudes be like, I love my mama, and then when you see him interact with his mama, she could call, he ain't answering. He could deal with his mama. Sometimes next minute he'll leave her out in the cold when she needs something. It's a lot of Black men like that, or the way the way they'll talk to their mom. What do you want? And it's like that you witness that way more than a Black man that will stop wherever he needs in order to check on his mother or to give her whatever she needs. Like it's a small. I swear, man, it's more Black men that's dealing with some fucked up issues with their mom. And if they not sitting down thinking about it, it presents itself in a relationship.
That's real
Can
shit
I,
though.
can I,
I just
all right.
felt the slap after, like,
No,
I
it
wanted
presents
to,
itself in a relationship though. Like realistically, we end up becoming like your mom, and then we get resented because we're like your mom. It's this fucked up thing. Like you want us to nurture you, but then you're mad because now we're like, "Are you? Did you go to sleep? Did you do this? Did you take care of this? Did you take care of that?" And it's like, or do you want me to be your mama or your woman? Like which one is it? Because I can't be both. So I think these young women are catching on to that, and they're tired of it. Like, like we was the R&B songs complaining about it, but they don't. Man, fuck this shit. Like my mom, I just seen my mom.
It was like y'all ain't listening to these R&B shit, so now we should start rapping about this shit.
Yeah, they like fuck
Maybe
it.
you niggas understand this shit.
Exactly. Maybe you understand it in the language that you understand. Like nigga, pay my bills, eat my pussy, blah blah blah, and it's like that's hurtful. That's hurtful to our community too, because we just reduce ourselves back to sex. But women are tired, and it's unfortunate. But both sides do have a part to blame. It's not just black men fucking up; black women fucking up too.
I was just gonna go back to the whole the trauma issue you was talking about. Like you was talking about the mommy issue. I feel like it's the whole thing with the females, like daddy issues. Like one thing I feel like is if a female doesn't have a good relationship with her father, she's probably gonna be very, very difficult to deal with.
Why y'all isolating shit? It's both ways, bro. When a child grows up with minus either one, minus a father and minus a mother, nigga, it's the same. You have the same problems, bro.
For sure,
maybe not the same.
For sure that, but that's what I'm talking about. As far as her dealing with the opposite sex, the first person she gonna deal with is her dad. Just like with a boy dealing with the opposite sex, the first person you're dealing with is your mama.
True.
So what I'm saying is, a female who don't have a strong relationship with her dad is probably gonna be very, very difficult to deal with, and that's the thing too. So when you've never had a positive like relationship with your pops, and then you get a strong male who wants to like do his part, sometimes females they rebel against that because they think strong male authority is male oppression, and those are two different things.
No.
Well, there is a saying that say that women
That's true.
try to find men more like they end up finding men more like their dad, and men find women more like their
That
mom.
makes 100% sense.
I was just about to say that. A lot of times we're not shying away from our dads, and that sometimes is the problem. Like it's like, damn, you really are like my dad. My mom went through the same shit. Not my daddy. My daddy's clean. My daddy's cool. My daddy's wonderful. Shout out to you. My daddy been in my life my whole 32 years, baby. But my thing is, shout out to Papa Action.
There we go.
But it's just at the end of the day, it's fucked up because growing up with both your parents is like that shit is also traumatic too. Because we always talk about the absence of parents, but sometimes having both of them is just as bad. Like
seeing them arguments is
even with the shout out that I just gave, I grew up seeing some shit. So my thing is, it's like
that teaches you something right there.
It teaches you definitely how to deal with men. Because if you watch your mom treating your dad a certain kind of way, or you watch your dad either treating your mom a certain kind of way, or not responding appropriately to the things she does, that affects you too. Like if you used to your mom just doing any and everything, your mama can run over your dad, da 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 da. It's either teaching your son to be a pushover, or he gonna start, I'm not gonna be like my daddy.
Yeah,
or
those
it's
daily interactions.
Or it's teaching
making disrespect, Papa.
Or it's also teaching your daughter that, okay, no matter what my mama did to my dad, he never left. So therefore I can put this nigga through whatever. And if he really loved me, he'll never leave. So that's one. Or if she treated your daddy right, then you know, okay, it's a good chance sis gonna treat her male right, because she knows what a healthy, loving home situation is. But having a two-parent thing, people always pushing towards making a child without feel like their deficit, like they got a deficit or something's wrong with them. But sometimes having both your parents is fucked up too. Like
the thing is the interaction between the parents and the kids too. So you know your kids see everything that you do. Mm-hmm. Even when you think you don't see, they paying attention to everything. So when you have little arguments and little stress outs like that, you need to go see your kids about it too and let them know. Both of y'all need to go sit down. Hey, yeah, when me and mom argue like this, it's not because of this or whatever. Me and mom love one another. You got to make sure they know that, so they know what love is. Like, You feel me? You gonna go through a lot of trials and tribulations and hella arguments and disagreements and hella shit, but it's how you treat the next person that's within your family. It's not like somebody you'll do outside. It's motherfuckers that be living in a household, bro, disrespectful outside. For real, on some real shit. They will be talking all kind of weird ass fucked up shit like you talking to a nigga you don't even know. And your kids think that shit is cool.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Like they grow up not being able to differentiate between the two and how you would treat the people that you love rather than people that you don't really give a fuck about.
Yeah.
Because that shit happens a lot where you be like, damn, did they really just say that's your mom? That's your mom.
I'm gonna say
That shit wild.
from what I've noticed is it comes to how much attention you give a child. Like usually a one-parent household working 2 jobs and the child is neglected and feels neglected. But like some single parents do a good job in raising good kids based on how much the time and attention they give their kids.
Or even just communication. Sometimes you can work 2 jobs, but you still tell your kids like, hey, on the weekends, I'm gonna make it about you. So Monday through Friday, Monday through Friday, you might not get me. Like, again, with my dad, I used to wake up, see my dad going by 5 a.m. and he probably wouldn't get home till about 5, 6 p.m. So by the time he get home, he tired. But on Saturdays, even when we didn't want to hear him talk, he'll sit there and talk about life, go do something. You know what I'm saying? Like, but we did not know where daddy, we never had a situation where we didn't know where daddy was. So, he was at work. Or he'll call in and, my mom would tell us later on, like, oh, when your daddy get home, da-da-da. So it was like, it never was a point where, like, I had to wonder where he was. And even in my situation as a mom who's separated from, my daughter's dad, like, he's been a father figure to my son. So when we separated, that changed the dynamic for them too. But I had to have a conversation. He had to have a conversation. If we did not do that, I don't think they would have been able to transition correctly. Like, it still would have probably been a problem, especially for my daughter. So I feel like if you communicate with your kids, even with an argument, like he's saying, it's like that makes a difference. But I think it also depends on the type of arguments you having. Because if you sit over here, fuck you, bitch, in front of your kids, bitch, da-da, that's why you dick and da-da-da, and fuck you, I don't need you throwing shit out the window. You can talk to your kids later. It's not going to change the fact that now you're teaching your kids you can verbally abuse people.
And then apologize.
So no matter which way it goes, it's like, it's got to be a better balance of how you talk to each other. Like, even if y'all got to have a quiet room somewhere and y'all whisper some fucked up shit to each other. Like, the kids can't hear that shit because you teaching them that too. Like, hey, I can talk shit to mama and she just gonna come back.
Y'all shouldn't be practicing talking fucked up shit to each other, period.
I mean,
that's a change of a cycle right there. Because that shit that you doing is because you saw that shit.
Yeah.
Like, you saw that. That's how your mama interacted with your daddy.
You shouldn't.
You feel me? Or whoever your mama.
No, but I'm
whoever,
just saying, like, sometimes fuck you is still abusive. It's still here. You might not be saying, oh, your dick horrible and bitch, you can't cook and I hate you. Like, you might not be saying that shit, but it's still like, where kids aren't hearing you guys verbally attack each other. Because in an argument, it's not always organized. It's not going to always be, Timmy, I didn't like what you said. No, I'm not going to listen. That's half the arguments are not going to be like that. It's going to be like, nigga, shut the fuck up. That alone is some shit kids probably shouldn't have to hear.
Stop talking. I don't want to hear nothing else.
It's learning how to argue differently. And like, until you can learn how to argue differently, probably find somewhere else to argue. I think that's pretty reasonable. You go in the car and argue. Like, y'all go sit in the car and play some music while the kids asleep and argue. Y'all can do it that way. But you don't have to fuck you, bitch, in front of your kids.
No, that's terrible.
No, you just gotta wait. Just calm down, chill.
Yeah, but sometimes that shit don't be happening.
You should have enough self-control to know what the fuck to do. If you wilding out like that, that's you being loose as fucking weed. That's a whole nother conversation anyway.
If somebody's saying shut the fuck up, that's still a thing that kids shouldn't hear.
Absolutely.
But most times people are going, shut the fuck up. You're not planning when you gonna tell somebody to shut the fuck up.
I think we didn't move way beyond the video.
Yeah. So full circle back. People are tired. Men are tired. Women are tired. Especially in the Black community, we are tired of all these weird things. We've adapted someone else's relationship standards. That's the biggest problem here. We've
You know
adapted
what
someone
fucked that
else's
up?
relationship standards.
Hollywood.
Is it-
What is it?
is it that-
Why is whatever that shit is?
Nah, because it was
Bro,
fucked up.
all that
before that.
ratchet ass.
Is it
TV
really
shit,
that?
bro.
But you know what? I hear black men bring up Love and Hip Hop and Real Housewives and all that. But for some reason, when we were watching fucked up videos with black men doing fucked up shit and putting black women on screen, niggas didn't have a problem with that. You didn't hear black men say, well, Tupac, if Biggie would stop, if the 69 Boys would stop. Y'all weren't doing that. Y'all weren't sitting over here talking about if Luke wasn't having this bitch suck dick on stage, our little black girls wouldn't have this problem. But let Cardi B talk about WAP. Now all of a sudden this is 40 years later. Now all of a sudden it's a problem.
You know the difference between that though?
What?
Okay. The difference between Luke having a bitch suck dick on stage and Cardi B's wild. Did Cardi B have male performers wilding on the stage?
No, because she
Okay.
talked about her own vagina.
Okay. So what I'm saying is, if Luke got a bitch to get on stage and suck his dick, that was that bitch's choice. So bitches choose to get disrespected sometime. Bitches degrade themselves. So you can't get mad at Luke if the bitch chose to get up there and suck dick. Cardi B is over there just degrading herself talking about pussy. That's her.
On stage?
No.
Oh, shit.
Okay, because
That's the show to go to.
stage.
Say what?
That's the
But see,
show to
my
go
thing
to.
is this. My thing is this. Whether she had male performers or not, you guys, not okay. Well, men are saying, well, little girls are watching this. Oh, this is the problem. Little girls are going to be doing X, Y, and Z. But then we've been watching male-dominated hip-hop culture present an image for little black girls forever. And no matter how much we see Asian women on a rap video, Latin women on a rap video, y'all treat them differently than y'all treat us. Like, when we come walk down the street, we get, hey, blue shirt. Well, fuck you then, bitch. Da 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 da. But a Mexican girl turn you down. You feel me? She wasn't fucking with it today. It's good. It's good. Y'all, they don't get cussed out. So it's still this thing where, like, if you don't want your daughter to be disrespected 30 years from now, tell this nigga, calm this shit down. Don't play his music. Call him out. But y'all not doing that. All of a sudden, it's this thing with WAP where WAP has been objectified for the last 40 to 50 years. But for some reason, when women start talking about their WAP, it's a problem.
Hold on. WAP has been.
Yes, wet ass pussy. Yes, wet ass pussy has been talked about by men for at least 40 years in hip hop.
Bro, hold on. Are we just using that as a regular, everyday, like, vocabulary word?
I'm just saying because that was one of her most relevant recent songs. So
Right,
it
but
caused a
that
problem.
song wasn't out for 40, 50 years.
Right, but the context in the song is what people had a problem with. So if men have been able to rap about women's wet ass pussy, good ass pussy, how him and his partners took turns with somebody's pussy, she should be able to rap about that same thing. If it was okay for him to talk about it, why she can't talk about it? If it's a problem for her, we need to cut it out with everybody. Bottom line is walking back to the beginning. Men are tired, women are tired. And I think at the end of the day, instead of pointing
Everybody
fingers,
needs a nap.
yeah, instead of pointing fingers, we need to just find a way to say, you know what? I want to have a child with morals, so I'm going to get with someone with morals. They want the same thing I want, or they're getting to where I want, but they're actively doing it and they're not just talking about it. And let's get together and work
I
on some shit.
also
These
agree with
people
I
have
want my
been
child to
morals.
have morals, so I'm gonna teach my child morals.
Right. So in order to do that, like a girl that's going to college and taking care of everything she's supposed to do, and she's taking care of herself, and she's been living right, should not be getting with a nigga that's like, hold my pistol, I'm going to jail every 5
That's
minutes.
what she liked.
You shouldn't. But my thing is, in
But if she
hindsight,
like
we
that,
think
she
about it
wanna
later.
talk- She want to talk right.
And that's not true. Again,
Right.
I was somebody. No,
It's not based off talk.
that's not true. Exactly, it's
That's
not.
what I've been trying to tell you,
It's
niggas.
off of environment. So at the end of the
That's
day,
what I've been trying to tell you,
it's
niggas.
environment. Because at the end of the day, I was that college. I was talking about myself. I was that college girl. You feel me? That was taking care of everything I needed to do, and I still, my dumb ass still decided to get with a motherfucker that did not align with nothing I had going on. Nothing. And at the end of the day, I can sit there and either be like these young women now or some of these angry older women. Oh, niggas ain't shit. Or I can say, you know what? You weren't shit either, because that period of time you decided to fuck with somebody that you knew didn't even have close to the amount of goals that you had. So if we can start getting with people that match where we are at that time. No, because I can't even say that, because a booster bitch could get with a nigga that's pimping, and then they get together, and then they have some fucked up kids. Or it could be a person in college that does drugs. No,
out there.
no. How is it loud?
Bro, I'm imagining a combination of babies
No, I'm just saying.
and what type of skills it would have.
Because I just thought about that.
Bruh,
Yeah, it's
Bruh.
no.
now we creating shit now.
No, I just thought about that. No,
Make your own criminal baby.
If I can finish, the reason why I'm saying this is because at first I was going to say, get with somebody whose shit aligns with you. But that's not always true because you can end up with somebody that's in some criminal activity. Both y'all in some criminal activity and then y'all teaching y'all kids that. But then I said that's also not true because you can end up with someone that is straight and narrow, but they got a drug addiction or something and then they're around your kids. So it's like some stuff presents itself later. What do you do with that? Like it's not always as simple as getting with someone that got values. Later on, that person might do something that changes the course of their life that then alters yours.
Life happens.
Because we're trying to make it sound simple, but it's not always simple. Like some people might have always never drank, never did drugs. And then that one losing a family member or losing something caused them to decide, you know what, I'm finna just be an alcoholic. I'm finna be a drug addict. I'm finna have sex. I'm gonna start just having sex. Now I'm addicted to it. Like that type of shit happens. So how do you align with someone who later on might end up becoming a bad parent figure, a bad mate for you?
Well, hopefully, I always say this shit, but your communication levels are up to par because at the end of the day, people say trust, but I feel like trust is not it. It's communication. Because communication at the end is the beginning of everything. When you first talk to a bitch, what you do? You talk to a bitch. It's communication.
Trust got a lot to do with it though. Because
Trust
you
comes
ain't trying to hear shit.
Trust comes through communication.
Well,
I feel like that's oversimplifying because again, some people don't even know that they'll use drugs 10 years from now.
I mean, but if the communication level is up to par, then once that 10 years come, then that's when that communication kicks in.
Honey, I'm gonna start using crack tonight. Are you okay?
How do you just jump to that conclusion?
That's what I'm saying. Like people don't know that.
That's why communication comes in because if you're communicating with your partner, then your partner should be able to identify what's going on while you're going to use crack or at the point when you started using crack because you all communicated. There's a reason why you started using crack. You didn't just all of a sudden one day was
not always. That's not always the case. What if you end up going to the bar with your friends one day and then someone slips something in your drink? Now you have some chemical reaction to it that fucks you up for the rest of your life.
You ain't gonna go to crack.
No, I'm not. But I'm not
saying I'm about to do crack tonight.
No, but I'm just saying that there are different because we keep trying to simplify. I know, especially when it comes to black people having children, we keep going. Well, she should have knew she was going to be with a deadbeat. She should have knew that he was going to beat her ass. He should have knew she was going to be crazy. Sometimes you don't know that shit at all because sometimes people don't even know how they're going to respond to something until it happens. So like I'm saying, like there's instances where you might be perfectly fine one day and then what if you find out later on down the line that you have a mental issue that you don't even know you have. You can't even tell. And now your partner might recognize something is wrong. So communication, they might notice something wrong, right? But then you already got kids. You already got a house. You already got shit tied to this. This person just keeps getting up and going. They got schizophrenia. They got some type of shit that's happening. You can't just commit them. You can't just do nothing. Now, even if you do that, your family is separated from each other because this motherfucker is crazy. Or I don't even want to say that. I'm sorry. But this person has something going on with them. How do you combat that with people saying you should have known from the beginning?
I'm going to say...
like if they get
just from my experience, I come from learning how to deal with people. Because when you pay attention to dealing with people, you see the same traits in people. You when you deal with enough people you can identify traits and personalities in the type of people from the jump. You know what I mean? It's just I feel like people got a different understanding of dealing with people in general.
Okay, so even in those instances, you can know how to deal with people, right? But say one traumatic situation changes that person's life and how they think of things and how they respond to stuff. How do you deal with that if you've already created a family with this person? Because now you may have to leave them, which then creates a broken family. from the outside looking in, somebody can say you knew what you were dealing with, but you might not know what you were dealing with.
See,
That's like
now,
the thing is Alzheimer's.
that's something that's a random factor that can happen to anybody. But that's a personal decision. When you calculate the negatives and the positives, that's a personal decision for each person that go through that stuff. Am I willing to go through what it takes to be with this person? Like you're right. Some people might get into a car accident and forget everything that they say. Some people willing to go through that with them. Some people not. It's that personal decision when you weighing up them negatives and positives.
But with that change in behavior, it could also alter your family stability. It could also cause them to.
So is that a negative or a part of that to add to your personal list?
Right. So in that instance, if that person ends up now because they receive some type of brain injury, now they become abusive. So you leave them. Somebody's going to sit there and say, because you might not disclose the reason why this happened to this person. All you told them was, I left because of a domestic violence issue. Well, you knew he was going to, because this is what I've been reading lately. They keep saying, oh, black women are choosing abusive men, abusive black men. They're discarding the good black men. And it's like, wait, so you think people are just going for niggas that's beating your ass?
I'm not going to lie. There is signs
but that's still you saying that if you do if a person does have a relationship where something messes up and let's say they get into a car accident and they just not the same person.
Yeah, is it something by choice or is it something that just happened?
I'm saying it depends.
It
all depends.
Really about none of that.
It depends though.
To answer your question, Action, it's really no way to combat somebody's opinion because that's really at the end of the day, that's what somebody from the outside is giving you their opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody is saying, "Oh, you should have knew better." There's no way to combat that.
So
that's all.
So in that instance, with this discussion of should women just stop having babies, it's coming from somebody that oversimplified why black men are disrespecting black women. They oversimplified it. And I've also read where black men, because they have whole groups dedicated towards bashing black women. And they're stating, oh, we're manly, we're ugly, we're teaching our kids to be gay or criminals, we don't respect black men, just all types of stuff, like all of us. So just because the ones you happen to know and your broke down friends, no, now you don't want to date no other black woman because you keep choosing wrong. And it's like, we've been hearing that way before it's been stop dating black men, stop having kids for black men. Because at one point we were more race loyal because black men was already dating outside. So that's why I'm like, black women are now responding like, nigga, fuck you. We don't want you either. At this point, I'm going to work. I see more white men than I see black men. So why do I even need to be race loyal when y'all don't give a fuck about us? That's basically some of the reason why I think that young lady said that. It's just a bunch of like, I'm tired of hearing that you don't want me. I date you and you show me you don't want me. And we're still fucking with you guys because we're being told that nobody else wants us. And that's literally what we're being told. Nobody else wants us. So, okay, well, the least I can do is fuck with this nigga. And it's like, that's fucked up too. Like, we're being told we have no other option but to date the small pool of black men that's going to fuck us up. And then we get with somebody else. It's the same cycle over and over and over. It's like you just building somebody up to be somebody better for somebody else. That's not okay. Women are tired of that shit. Yeah. What was the next topic? I'm tired. Fucking tired.
Let's just start with the main shit. Let's just keep it going.
Quick intermission, guys.
Quick intermission.
Might as well put that on charge.
Bomb.
Might as well put that on charge.
Yeah, that shit.
Oh man, I don't know the charger.
The charger. Let me see.
Oh man.
That one cut off?
Yeah, I stopped paying attention. She was going in.
So what?
Hey, what's up with you?
You're strong too, see? See?
What was it? Finish?
No.
Yeah,
We just getting started.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're smiling, but you're like,
I was just trying to see the stuff.
Miss Action, Miss Action.
Smell good.
Is anything wrong with it? Miss Action, Miss Action.
What's up?
Alright. Oh my God.
I really thought you was gonna come these out by now.
Oh, no.
I don't know, because you made it sound like you don't really keep them in, so.
What the fuck? What's the point? What the fuck am I supposed to do?
I don't know. Like, oops. Take one out, so I just comb them all out.
Hell no.
What the
fuck?
We really have an intermission?
Long as it sit like this, the more
Oh, that was yours?
That was stage type.
Nah, it was like a real life intermission.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit, you.
I ain't polish it. I let's see here. I mean, hit that shit.
I don't want it.
Oh, what? Could have got some taco vodka, man.
I mean, I don't want it.
Huh? Wait, what happened?
I don't want it.
All right. So, we ready as soon as we get AP.
You said what's that?
You waiting on AP, bro?
AP.
I got no. This my dog.
So, did you watch the movie?
Yeah.
My dog from.
You watched the movie? You did not watch the movie? Okay. What did you think of the movie?
I mean, for what it was worth, it was a nice spin of the cliche, be careful what you wish for. I kind of seen it a few times with other movies, but I halfway in, I was kind of disappointed in her, in the wife, because I thought she would be smarter than him. Because, usually, he was still stupid too. So he did fall into the normal narrative. They usually have the guy or the father kind of stupid, or the husband or whoever. The male figure is always the dumb one every time. They'll say, don't buy this house, don't go here. And it's always the guy that's like, ghost, all right, we can still move here. And then they usually be the first one to notice some shit, and they still stay. And they'll withhold information. I do think it was fucked up that he allowed her to lose another child. Well, almost. He was about to let her lose another
He
child.
allowed her?
He did. He was about to allow her to lose another child.
Whoa!
Okay. Oh yeah, I'm ready. The way I saw it, it was fucked up.
What happened?
I'm ready to talk about the movie.
Oh, we ready? You
Yeah.
seen it?
All right.
Yeah.
Actually seen it.
Yes.
Actually.
So the movie we going over, we breaking down today is called The Room. And it's basically about like this newlywed couple who move into like this big ass house that has like this magical room that grants wishes in it. Question real quick. If you had a wish in a room, what would be your first wish?
If I had one wish.
This nigga stupid.
If you had a wish in a room, what would be your first wish?
This is the second time this question has came back to me. And I am still stumped. But I am going to say a studio just for the sake of answering.
That's a lot.
Oh my God.
What would be your first wish?
I would have a wish that I can have unlimited wishes that cannot cause me harm or my family. Cause me or my family harm.
That's what you gonna think of on spot?
Yes. Because I always.
That's why bro, going back to when this question was first asked. Is your first wish really your first wish?
Unlimited wishes that cannot cause me or my family harm.
Meditating.
Most of my answers are meditating. You already know.
When you come to that point where you have that one wish, you gonna make that exact wish that you say you're gonna.
Yes, I want to have unlimited wishes that can't cause me or my family harm. Yes, because I'm about to ask for some impossible shit. Like the fuck?
She said she already knows she finna jump off.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna go like this.
She finna jump off.
When I notice that it's a room, because first of all, I'm probably gonna be saying something stupid. So as soon as I notice that wish works, the next
So
one.
no.
No, because
what wish worked?
Because if we're going by the context of the movie, he did not know it was a wishing room. So the first wish would have been dumb, right? Because you wouldn't have known that it was a wishing room.
So what would your first wish be?
I don't know, because you can't. I wouldn't know that it was a wishing room.
Boom! AP kills it again.
Yeah. So my first wish would be something stupid like I wish a nigga would. Then what?
I wish a nigga would.
How do you wish
nigga
that?
turned into a tree.
No, like
That's exactly what's gonna happen.
no, for real.
A big ass pile of lumber, firewood just
No,
sitting
for
there.
real, like that's how dumb that. Just like he said, I wish I had another bottle. Like he did not know it was a wishing room, so I already know my first wish is gonna be dumb. That's why I'm like, my next one will always be premeditated,
So
right?
your
Or am
first
I
wish
like am I
is
tripping?
gonna be-
Like
If you realize that what you wish came true off of that, then yeah.
yeah. So that's why I'm like this question. No matter which way it goes, my wish will always be premeditated because that first wish. You didn't know it was a wishing room, so it's gonna be like, damn, I wish I had $1 million.
But it's the first wish.
Put the shit together.
But it's the first wish.
But then, like, once you realize it's a wish, you already done used your first wish, right?
Exactly. So now you're on your second
So
wish.
your second wish.
So for the contents of the question.
For the content of the question, my first real wish, like that first one, you don't
Yeah.
know.
So now you aware that it grants wishes. What's your first wish now?
I go with my
Your second
first wish
wish.
that I came up with, because your next wish is always going to be a
Your second wish.
I wish for a, because you're thinking like, what can I use right now, or what can I fuck off without any type of problem later. So I'm gonna say some shit like, I wish for hella wishes that cannot cause me or my family harm. Because now I'm finna ask for some stupid shit. Like, I can walk into any bank and get da-da-da-da-da-da without going to jail. Boom. All right, cool. I wish Tupac pop up right
Just
now
going to jail?
and love me.
Just going to jail? Hold on, without going to jail? Just without going to jail?
What?
Walk out the bank without just going to jail? Because
Yeah,
there's a number of ways that can end without you just going to jail.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, that was popping up in her account. She could just walk to the bank. Hey, it's $1 million in my account for sure.
No, but I know what he's saying because, like,
Right.
even with like tarot or spell work,
Mhm.
you have to be very clear in your intention because you'll say, "I wish for Dom to love me," right? And then, okay,
Nigga?
nigga, I love you, but now he in front of your house. You can't go nowhere.
Nigga? Where you at, Dom?
Trying to pull
Where you
up.
at, homie?
Yeah.
I see you.
And it's like, damn, I didn't ask for this kind of love. Like, you got to be very clear in your intention. So that's true. That's why I would definitely premeditate my wish. So I wish all my wishes didn't have no harm to me or my family. So that wish, I would be good because I'm a wish to go in the bank and get $1 million.
I wouldn't know what
Nothing
to wish
gonna happen.
for. I'd be too caught up in the aspect that I
So
get
5.5 minutes into, I'm sorry to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
So 5.5 minutes into the movie, me and AP both noticed something that we immediately could relate to. And that is when sometimes women say little passive aggressive shit that'll fuck your day up.
Whole day?
Yeah, the whole yeah. Well, for me, that shit'll fuck you up.
Damn.
But no, so it was basically a scene in the movie where the main characters, they unpacking, and the dude, he pull out all his artwork, bro, hella juice. He got his paintings on the wall and shit. And oh girl, she get tired of waiting for him, so she started unpacking all the real shit. She started unpacking all the heavy shit. Bro come out there like, what you doing? I said, I got it. And she said a sly little comment about his artwork or about him drawing or something about him, how he'll never get to it.
She said, you always sit down and start painting and you're not gonna get to it. You feel me? You always gonna get sidetracked with your painting.
Can I interject on that one? I understood exactly what she was saying. As an artist, once you get into that mode of just painting, you're up. You don't care about nothing else. You got to finish this project. That's what she's talking about. And I'm pretty sure when y'all do y'all music is the same way. Like, I have to finish this. So she's like, we ain't gonna have this couch and I'm ready to go to sleep. It's gonna be an hour from now and you're gonna be fucking around trying to paint and then you're gonna realize it's the wrong blue. So now you're gonna put something over it to put the right blue. And I'm gonna still be here standing up watching you paint and I wanna go to sleep. Why would that fuck his whole day up when he knows she's right?
Well,
when he looked at it,
he looked at it because he got affected. He was like, bro,
Because he knew
come
she was
on.
right.
Is he starting stuff
But
and not finishing,
he
or is he
literally-
starting and
he-
just get stuck?
He
Well, he
stopped
was-
moving to put up a canvas in the easel thing.
Yeah, because he was.
Why would you do that when you trying to move? So he stopped everything he was doing.
about his shit.
So that's what I'm saying. So she was
So-
right. Why would that fuck your dad?
So he was unpacking and he unpacked his art stuff and he
Put
started
it
hanging
together.
up his art stuff. He put up his
And he
canvas
sat
and he
down.
sat down and started to paint on his canvas.
So why?
That's
is she
that's an artist mindset.
Exactly.
'Cause when shit pop up in you,
So
you gotta
why
do that shit.
So
But
why
when
was
she-
she
when-
wrong? Why was
because
she wrong?
the way
She got mad because he was gonna
She
get
did not
into his
get
artist
mad.
role, and the whole damn movement was gonna be fucked up.
Because he knew she was right, and she was going to cause him to have to get out of playland real quick for something he likes and have to do actual work.
And that's
He wasn't
fucked
have to
up.
move for that.
So
Because
the way the scene went was after
So
she
she should
said
stand
that,
up and sleep, right?
after
he
she
got
said that, he gave her the kind of like that look, and she
I didn't see
immediately
the movie,
recognized the
so I
look.
don't want to
on-
miss
She immediately recognized the look, and she was like, "Well, I'm not nagging," because that's kind of what the look was saying. Like, why you tripping on me? So basically, they resolved the issue, but it was like
but
she recognized she had said something that triggered him, though.
it was the way that the issue was resolved. It wasn't like they continued the argument. He looked at her like, and she recognized the look in his eyes, and she walked up to him, grabbed his face, looked at him, and was like, "Why did I fall in love with an artist?"
Right.
Kissed him and
I
hugged
don't
him
want to be in.
because she understood what the fuck she was getting into.
So that's why she decided to move the stuff and not nag him about it. Because she had to remind him, like, "Hey, Brad, I know you, so let me just get this shit done. Now, you don't tell me to wait, but I'm going to get tired in a minute, and you're going to still tell me to wait."
But
So
the fact that, but the
it was
fact
her
that she did,
compromising and basically standing down. We can go back and forth on some shit when I know you ain't going to do it, or I can let you feel like a man right now and still go do it 5 minutes from now. Because that's what ended up happening. Remember, she started moving shit still while he's sitting over here like, "Oh, okay, let me fuck around with this wall." Nigga, you're not even doing what we asked you to do. You over here tearing down wallpaper. Like,
So wait a minute, let me
Well,
clarify because I want to understand what y'all talking about real quick. I didn't see the movie, but basically what happened is they moving. He taking away the boxes, cleaning up his shit, he put up his artwork shit, his easel and fucking
and he
so
gets
sat down and start drawing.
Yep.
So she watching, they still moving shit and she thinking in her head, he
Did
finna
he
sit
sit
down.
down and
He
start
not
drawing?
finna
Yeah.
stop doing this shit no more. This is what he gonna do for the rest of the night. So I'm gonna be stuck doing this shit.
Exactly.
So that's what she thinking in her head, right?
Exactly.
Okay, understandable. So she upset with that, but
no, she wasn't upset.
was she not upset?
No, she
No.
just kept moving as usual. She did not nag him. She did not bother him. She allowed him to do his
But
thing.
it was
more-
as a woman, for you
it
to
was
even
more-
bring it up and say it to me,
She
that
didn't.
means you want me to think
He
about
brought it
that
up.
shit.
When he noticed that she was moving and stuff,
Uh-huh.
he was like, "Babe, what are you doing? Like, I'm going to help you.
Oh.
I need to do this
Oh,
moving
and then
stuff."
she said no. When she
She
started
said, "Once
painting,
you start," so basically,
Yeah,
she
you
like,
don't
"Babe,
stop.
I'm just giving you the opportunity to do what
Yeah,
you love.
yeah, right.
But-
I'm gonna get
Right.
tired in a minute.
Right.
So
Okay.
while I got the energy, I'm finna do this shit
Yeah.
while
Okay,
you go
well, that's
play
totally
around."
different.
Like,
Nah, that's- she
But it
all
was
for
more
it.
so the tone that she used when she initially said it.
Because she knew some real shit, but she didn't feel like arguing. They gotta move. You gotta let a man feel like you're a man right now. So okay, babe. Look, okay, honey. I know you like your art. I was gonna let you do your art while I move
No,
some
so
shit.
now that changes
It's
it again.
okay.
No,
That
no, no.
changes
Let me,
it
let me
again.
tell you.
You can say all of that, but if you say it when it sounds like something, I'm gonna look at you too. Like,
Let
what
me
you
tell
talking
you.
about?
You can look at me, but guess what? I'm gonna still say, okay, I'm not nagging you.
So-
I was just letting
So
you know.
any
that
man that
shit.
respect you gonna
So
not
he
do
needed-
that shit
so
because he
he
don't want to
should've
go
put
through
the
the
hand-
rest of the day fucking with you.
So he should have sat there and put the cameras together.
That's some real shit. Hey, you ain't gonna want to do that shit, bro. That's out.
So what should she have done? Originally, why would she not be like,
She
oh,
knows who she
So
knows
that's why
who
she
her
was
husband is.
moving.
Why she can't just say straight up?
If you're an artist,
Can you-
when shit
can you
pop
put
in
that
your
down?
head, you have to do it.
Why
And
she
then-
can't just be straight up about it?
because
Hey, can you put that on pause? Can we finish moving this?
okay, so my
No,
thing is,
I wouldn't
Well,
even
the
say
thing
that.
is-
You know what this man does. This is a profession.
No, 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 no.
Exactly.
If this nigga stops everything
think about
to
it.
put up some artwork, that means he got an idea.
right? So that's why she moved stuff.
That means
in
let
my
this
basement.
So
That
if
means we just moved.
Don't say nothing.
And I
Just
gotta
So
go
she
hide
did.
now.
See, this is the thing. This is what happened.
And I'm
Okay, so this is-
I just have to
no. I'm like, I'm about to play scene because
Oh, you got to see?
niggas got me fucked up. Hold on. Let me post this shit real quick. Y'all finish talking. Y'all finish. I'm finna post
Bro,
this
I
shit.
thought about doing that, but then I was
Okay.
like,
I'm gonna play the scene for y'all so y'all can know.
So moving on until she pull up the scene. 6 minutes and 16 seconds into the movie, the wife notices a dead bird by the kitchen. I just wanted to know, what does a dead bird mean? What does that symbolize? Anybody know what dead bird symbolizes?
Yeah. Okay.
Coming or near.
You looked that up real quick?
Look what a dead bird symbolizes.
Yeah, what does a dead bird symbolize?
Bro, you putting voodoo shit in my phone?
You know what? We still ain't had our conversation about spirituality versus religion.
We did. We did.
Nah. You know the way I worded it. I want to still have this conversation.
Oh shit.
Being AP.
That sounds like a hot ass conversation.
It should be because we both should be able to respect each other's thing. Religion, spirituality. All right.
Can't believe I represent all of religion now.
No, like you represent one of the main religions.
What do you say?
So
what does a dead bird symbolize?
No. So it depends on how you look at it.
Yeah.
Bird, like for instance, crows, right? A lot of people will say like that's bad.
Death bird.
But then there's also positive meanings towards crows. Like one crow could be a sign of good health. Two should be like I think if you see 2 or 3 crows, it means that you're going to get a successful ending to something like a good job or something like that, right?
So you see a
Damn, successful.
But
I just seen dead birds on the side of the road.
So let me say, some people say
but it depends.
Some people say that when you find a dead bird, the meaning is someone you love passed away. Others say dead birds actually
It's
are
the
a
end of the
good
cycle.
sign showing that an end to a turmoil of pain is coming.
Thank you. Ooh.
A dead bird doesn't necessarily potentially physical death, whatever. The dead bird means that somebody shot that bitch and didn't collect their prize.
Collect their prize.
So the thing is, I also noticed that it was dead in like a closet kind of pantry.
It was right by. It was in the kitchen.
But she like opened a pantry door, right?
No, it was already open. She just walked up to it and just
So it was like
bird
a
on the
pantry.
ground.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a door that she opened.
But then what got me was she took the bird outside and put it on the ground, looked up, looked back down, and the bird was no longer there.
Well, what I got from that was she
You
allowed.
didn't see that, huh?
I'm trying to remember.
Oh, you don't remember that?
I think so.
When he was throwing the shit out the window.
Yeah.
Because he actually got to it afterwards.
So, what? It was 5:30.
Oh, you found it?
Actually,
Play that thing.
Oh yeah, I'm
5:30. That's why we got the reference points. That's what's up.
motherfucking shit. Okay.
I gotta get this shit on the screen, bro. Oh, we could. Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, she didn't have time for his bullshit.
you get the insurance.
You right there, Terrence.
Oh, we can plug it up
No.
to the thing.
I mean, we can.
Yeah, that would have been a thing different. Sure.
Yeah, just play it. I'll plug it into it.
So they moving, right? They take all this time.
I don't know why she do that. I'm about to do that.
You gotta go boo boo.
So he noticed he's about to paint, everything cool. He didn't even trip off her. He just now heard her drop something.
Because you can start drawing and then nothing else will matter.
So she was irritated.
Yeah.
Cause this nigga done played music, he done set up shop and everything.
Yeah, I understand it. I get
Are
it.
you serious?
I get it.
And then he was about to play victim, like, oh,
No, I get it.
you're fucking with me in my crib.
She irritated, but she letting that shit go to let him do his thing. I get it. Yeah, she irritated as fuck.
My thing is, it's nothing wrong with somebody being irritated. Let
Yeah,
me
she irritated
sort
too.
my shit. I
But
can
I
be
love the way
irritated.
she solved it, though.
Yeah, she
So
irritated
that's
as fuck.
what I.
Because she's all for it. She's all. She knows who he is,
But
and
then the
she's
nigga
all
is supposed
for
to
it.
realize
It irritates
after
her,
that, like,
but
all
she
right,
lets
let me
it
put
go.
my shit down. Let me really go
Yeah,
first.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
next
that's
thing-
what a real nigga that give a fuck is gonna do.
All right,
All right, buddy, give me 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Find that in 30 minutes and get me.
Yeah.
All right, for real.
But and see, that's the thing. Why that can't happen most of the time. Even if we're irritated, let us be irritated.
No,
Allow
the
us
thing
to
is-
work through our shit.
No, it's the way she solved it. It wasn't
Right,
her
but
being
the
irritated.
thing is, he
Because
gave her.
women go further. You get what I'm
No,
saying?
Right.
it's how he responded to her
She could have said
irritation.
hella
that fixed
extra
it.
shit.
It gave her the opportunity to work through her shit. Because if he would have sat there, oh, here you go, bitching and nagging again, But since he didn't
You're
do
right
that
as well.
shit,
You're right
she
as
was
well.
able to say, you know what, I am irritated, but he came out to check on me.
You're right.
Let me tell him what I need from him because he's about to go fuck this night off. And then she said, okay, so this is what I did. And then he went and did it.
And she
But
realized,
usually-
she said, why did I fall in love with the
Yeah,
artist?
exactly. Why did I fall in love with an artist? So like,
Man, she know what it is. I respect
but that's the thing, a lot of
I
us know what it
respect
is. But the
that. I
thing is,
respect
niggas
that.
be sitting over
No.
here.
A lot of them do not know.
No.
No,
If-
have no idea.
Niggas do not give
No,
me this opportunity
no,
at
have
all.
have no
I'm
idea.
Niggas don't.
I'm one of those
Niggas don't.
people. I've
But
been
then at the
saying.
same time, women don't.
They don't know
They don't-
what's
they
all
don't-
We don't
involved.
get this
Like that.
opportunity
They don't
to
know
work
what's
through it.
involved.
Niggas go straight into defense. Be like, oh, see, you
But
wait,
then
hold on, nigga. No. See, we
But
ain't
then
gonna
women don't react like that either. Women be like, oh no, it's good. Go back to your art.
But that's
what's
even
going on? No, fuck that. Go back to
Sis.
your art. And then it's
No,
like,
do
it's
you?
like,
Don't even worry about it.
But that's basically what
Don't
she
even
said.
worry about
And then
it.
it's
Look,
like,
do all this
then
shit.
it's a whole different.
Do all of that right there.
So-
Don't even worry about it. Go back to doing what you
But
were
that's
doing.
basically what she
Who gonna
said.
go back to doing that after you done did all that shit?
But that's basically what she said in the first place when she said, "Oh, you
When
just
she
want
said
to
it, that's exactly what it meant.
Okay,
That's
but guess
exactly
what?
what
What he
that shit
said
meant.
was
All right, let me go knock this shit out real quick.
exactly
Yeah.
that usually does not happen. True. It would
How does that not happen?
I
don't know.
I know for a fact I'm one of those women that say, "Let me just work through my shit." I'm a little irritated right now. Just let me work through it.
Yeah.
That never gets respected. It's always, we didn't talk right now. I don't know. No, I can't. I don't want to talk right now. I'm upset. Okay.
They ain't got nothing about doing talking.
No, but that's basically what
It's
that
about
was.
having an understanding.
But that's basically what that was.
She
She had to
lashed out.
basically-
It wasn't no. It wasn't even.
Ooh,
You didn't
let me
have to
find
do too much talking.
What was the next?
It was all about how you say
So,
it. So it's the reading of your person. Oh, I know exactly what that means. Let me go knock this shit out real quick.
So as we move on, we gonna brag through it. 7.5 minutes into the movie, that's when the husband discovers the wishing room, and he does that because that nigga ran out of something to drink. That nigga was sitting there drunk and shit, and he was just like, "I need another bottle," and then another. What was that nigga?
Well,
drinking?
But
mind you, he had peeped the remember he had the electrician come through and look at the wiring and shit because that shit was looking
weird.
maniac.
It was like a
Bruh.
cocoon or something.
Bruh. Some alien type shit, and it was powering the entire house. He said.
But you know what? I have another thing that I noticed.
What's that?
That is basically another part of 5:30, 5.5.
Mhm.
Had he finished doing what the fuck he was supposed to do, he wouldn't have found his goddamn room. He wouldn't have found it. None of this probably would have happened because he would have been doing everything he was supposed to do, minding his goddamn
He
business.
would have found the room eventually.
I mean, he would have found it eventually, but not that night.
Well, remember he found the key when he was doing.
Right, he found the key, but you remember he was moving shit around, and then he noticed, okay, it's a hole. So he decides to take it upon himself. Y'all moving stuff in. He's tearing wallpaper. No one told you to do this shit. Why are you doing this right now?
I mean, they just bought this house. You
Yeah.
come straight. You see
But
something
you're not-
behind the wall. You go see what the fuck that is.
Hey, to me in my mind,
Hey, Dad, you see something behind your wall. You
that
just
ain't
bust
nobody
one.
seen.
That's
Bro,
him
I'm
not
tearing that bitch
following-
down.
What?
That's
I'm
him
going
not,
through that motherfucker like
Right.
that's him not following his own task.
He's a
Nah, bro.
He
This
was-
is my house. I'm
he's not
right on
following
task.
what y'all were supposed to be doing.
I'm right on time.
Okay.
Nah, I spent a lot of money for this house, not to know about this shit.
Well, why he didn't know about it because he was buying the house?
Exactly. So
Why
what the
he
fuck
buy a
is
house
this?
with all that junk
I'm right
on the
on
wall
task.
in the first place? Like, come on, man.
I'm right on time.
He should have minded his business and did what the fuck he was supposed to do. She already was about to get on your
Okay, she
head
should have helped
about
him.
no.
She should
She
have helped
was
him
asking-
tear down the
She
wall.
was asking for help to move shit in the house. It took him 3 hours to move the shit that she asked him to do in the first place, and now you done sidetracked to something else. Come on, like
Run that shit, Sarah.
I was okay with the
Alright.
art.
So, I got a question. How long does it take after you obtain something before it loses value?
It depends on what it is.
Yeah.
Some
So,
things never lose.
10,
What
okay,
value
so
you
10
hold
minutes,
to
so
it?
10 minutes into the movie, they sitting there laying on the rug and they talking about the marriage. And she was like, "You're going to be like this awesome drawer, and I'm just going to be this boring housewife as I slowly get fatter." And I was just like, and it was just like, damn, because I was just thinking in my head, a lot of women, they say they love marriage, they love it, but then I was like, there she go, like looking at the downside of it already. So I'm like, it seemed like she's already devaluing the marriage right there that very night.
But how? How was she
wasn't-
placing herself in the marriage?
She wasn't devaluing herself. She wants to be
Not
a
herself.
real contributor to the marriage.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
that's what that sounds
So
like.
she's like, I don't wanna
feels
just-
like
He's
Like-
doing all the work, and I'm just
I'm just
the
here.
one sitting over here on the side.
Especially since we find out that they can't have allegedly they're either can't have children or they're gonna have problems
see,
having
We
children.
don't find that though until
So
later on.
now
Right.
don't feel used to
Really,
it.
in this scene, it's more so about because what he was really pointing out while we were watching it was the fact that he was saying like she didn't seem satisfied even after the
Yeah, she wasn't dissatisfied. Dissatisfied woman wouldn't have checked him politely like she did with the furniture shit. A dissatisfied woman would have got on that nigga head and they would have never finished. She probably would have moved out. Somebody would have fucked somebody that night.
Well, based on this concept, it came up
Is
with a
that how it
topic.
go?
Dissatisfied?
I had a question. Do humans enjoy the chase or the prize more? What do you think?
Oh wait, we not gonna do the first one?
What first?
The value?
You for sure.
That wasn't the question. That was
Oh,
something
okay.
yeah.
Niggas gonna run for the
Humans
chase.
enjoy the chase or the prize.
Niggas gonna run for the chase.
It depends on what it is.
The chase is fun, especially when it's
I
Sunday night.
think
Sunday
the
night, the
chase.
chase is fun. Chase is fun as fuck. Once I get it and be like,
Hold on, what?
That's definitely a man thing. Because
That nigga said, yeah.
that's definitely a man thing. 'Cause y'all start catting off as soon as y'all get it. That's crazy.
You do.
Yeah, it's like, it's not fun anymore.
Y'all say y'all do?
it wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
Probably need to get a little mad. Probably need to get her mad. She's not boring. She's too boring. She's too happy.
Boring?
Yeah, she's too boring. She's happy.
Okay.
I gotta make her mad. Give her PTSD for a little bit.
PTSD.
So what you think? Did you say the chase or the prize? What did you say?
Action enjoys the
A
prize.
lot of times you chase and it's not even a prize. It's just because it was a shiny thing in the corner.
Damn!
So is it the chase or the prize?
You find out that it's actually not a diamond, it's fucking glitter speck. So,
Did you enjoy any part of the process at
you
all?
find out it's you thought it was a diamond, but it's actually
Is there any part of the process that you can take that you can be like,
I don't feel like I chase.
there was no silver lining?
I don't feel like I ever chase. I attract. I don't chase. So either you're supposed to be here or you're not. I'm
You
not
attract your dreams, you don't chase your dreams.
I do not.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
I
Oh, yeah.
ain't gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy.
And if you're not right for me, or if you or a thing is not right for me, you or it will fuck up to let me know that you aren't supposed to be here. So why would I chase? Everything is impermanent.
You or it will fuck up. There is no fuck up when you're in at all.
I could be a fuck up for somebody, and I'm not meant in their life. So if they chasing me, they tripping. Next.
What about you? Chasing the prize.
All right.
You chasing something and don't want to get caught.
For me, I realized. Certain, like she said, certain.
Where's the spoon?
To simplify it, certain prizes. I come to realize in a point in time in life that certain prizes just isn't worth the chase. But anything that I'm doing that causes me to put in hard work or put in effort, I enjoy the fact that I'm able to push myself.
Right.
So anything that allows me to push myself or expand and stimulate my mind. I'm trying to find the vocabulary.
That's exactly what it is.
But anything to stimulate my mind and help me and better myself, push myself, my skills and shit. That's what I'm trying to do and shit. So for me, it's the betterment process. So it is the chase at the end.
It's always something fun to get what you never had.
Yeah, so I'm always branching off one race and jumping in a new race, and fuck it. I'm I'm just that type of guy.
Chase of the prize. Ooh.
Because once you got the medals, then they just sitting there. Tom Brady finna be playing football till 40. How old?
You know what? 43.
Bro, till 45, 40 something, bro.
Motherfucking Brett Favre.
Bro.
Brett Favre. That's my nigga.
You could have all the rings in the. You could have 10 rings right now and be retired, just sitting on your ass.
I fuck with Brett. Brady. Don't
This nigga Brady still in the action. He still got shit to get up and do a live for.
That nigga ain't took enough hits. That nigga been having an O-line for a long time.
So
For a long time.
at the end of the day, you know,
I don't know how many passes.
The
that nigga
chase is what you
completed
live
without
for.
getting tackled.
Shout out to that nigga.
Knocked
Somehow
down,
he done got a whole piece of a segment.
I don't even know what happened.
12 minutes, 47 seconds into the movie, a trucker informs the husband that the previous tenants died in the house. Could you stay in the house that somebody died in?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
y'all sick.
73rd, somebody died in it.
Y'all sick. Y'all got
It was
issues.
weird too.
I bet.
Yeah, it's
I
just
bet.
weird.
It's
Yeah.
supposed to be weird. Somebody died in there.
I mean,
Remember when I
most
moved
a
to
lot of
St.
our
Clair?
land that we're on, somebody died on it.
Y'all
At some
weird.
point, somebody died on this land, so their spirits
Yeah,
are
I'm
here.
pretty sure. It's, you probably
What's
just
the
don't
first
know
thing that
about
comes to mind if somebody told you, like, bro, where you staying? Somebody died in there. Like, what's the first thing you think?
I would want to know if the
weird
person,
shit happening.
I want to know if the person was like murdered, or if they just passed.
Yeah, bad
It was
spirits,
murder.
bro. Like
Because
it'd be weird.
It's not
yeah.
necessarily like a bad spirit, but
Should be
then
weird.
the you know, like the that is oh my god.
Yeah, because that's something that I'm walking in the room like I cannot.
I'm gonna tell
If I know what room it is
into,
into, I'm walking in the room and just
What's
like,
up?
damn, that's how the
What's
murder
I
happened.
got a weird ass story about that. Like when you brought it up, like somebody died. Like when I moved to St. Clair, but I was a kid, man, like 7 years old. I was a kid, bro, and I remember my mom and dad used to work all the time, and they would bring my sisters home, and it'd be me and my sisters, but and they was babies, like 1, 2 years old, right? Now it's a little older. They like 3, right? So we be in the house, bro. You know, cause seeing you know, nigga. I was cooking, I was doing hella shit when I was a kid, bro. I was braiding hair, do all the shit, right? I put in the bed.
I walked 50
Right,
miles in the snow.
Man, this
Don't
is real
you?
shit, man. Uphill both ways. Nigga, what you mean? Bro, I swear to God, this is real shit, bro. Like, I'll be sitting in the room because we only had 2 rooms in the house done. All the rest of the house was still fucked up. You feel me? So we would stay in one room because it had the carpet and everything was painted. Everything else was fucked up, nigga. And on the bottom of the floor, nigga, it'd be like, like you can hear it. Like, it'll come from the living room to the other side, right? This is no lie, bro. I can't make this shit up. And then the door closed, and all the way in the office, we would call it the office.
Damn.
Because the windows couldn't open because they was locked with paint. It was paint on the motherfucker, so you couldn't open it. You couldn't push it up. But then out here, I'll be in that motherfucker, bro. I'm telling you, I've never been so scared in my life, bro. And I swear to God, it was something in there. I ain't lying. I swear to God, it was something in there, bro. Like it was just too weird. Too much weird shit would happen. Like, and it was always that back room, the same room. It was always that back room. Like I hear the door close, nothing's open.
You wouldn't go in there on no goosebumps shit?
Like it is, I could put the door like this, bro, and I'll hear it. And nothing's open, bro. Nothing is open in the house, cause like no windows, no drive, bro. It ain't nothing. It was weird. My mama used to tell. What she say? Don't have the camera on me like that. I swear to God, this is some real shit. And my mama used to say, Dominique, come stand right here. Is it because the heater would be on? This would be Christmas time. And she'd be like, come stand right here. Is it cold right here? And this is as I got older. As I got older, like when I started watching like scary movies and shit, and they'd be like, oh, the temperature dropped, nigga. I didn't know nothing about none of that shit. My mama used to say it all the time. She'd say, Dominique, stand right here. And I was standing right there. She'd say, does it feel cold? And I'd be like, And then, but I didn't but my mama used to say it all the time. And then it started clicking in, like all the weird shit that going on. Nigga, it was some weird shit in that house, bro.
Standing right now.
I swear to God, there's some weird shit in that house, bro. Oh no, and I be hearing like it be some real shit going on. Nigga, I believe in that shit. That was random. I just wanted to put it out.
Did you ever, when you go in those spots, did you ever personally feel anything aside
I
from
felt
change?
like I felt my hair stick up on my shit. Like I'll be in the area and you know how you feel somebody walk in the room and you be like, damn, I just knew somebody was in here. Like you can feel somebody when they walk in the room and you look and you're like, what the fuck? Like I know I ain't tripping.
Did you ever feel any of their emotion?
No, I never felt no emotions.
Yeah, y'all getting
Damn.
No, that's deep. But I have woke up and then I looked about that too when I was a kid. because they tell you like when something's in the room, like you'll wake up and be stiff. You can't move. You just looking at it like, what the fuck? You ever any? It's something they call that. It's a name for it. It's like sleep paralysis. Sleep paralysis. It's something weird.
Sleep
When-
paralysis.
And when you wake up, you awake. Like it's not a dream. You awake, but your body will not fucking move, blood. Like you just like, what the fuck? I can move my neck and shit, but I was just like, why can't I get the fuck up? Like it was weird. It was maybe more I was stuck and wanted to see what was going on.
No, that shit.
You know what I mean? It was weird, blood. It was weird.
Man,
The
that
shit was
in the
weird,
car.
bro.
I'm sleeping in the car sometimes when I got sleep paralysis. That shit ain't cool.
You was drunk, nigga. You was off control.
No, you got me fucked up.
I've had a
But quick question though. How important is it to know the history of where you live?
I think it's important.
Started from
The history of where you live.
Say like just starting from the house. Like just like start from the house. How important is it to know the history of the house?
I think it is down to like, has it ever been affected by a flood? Has there been any major repairs? Has the house burnt down? You had to fix it.
Oh well, the history as far as
That-
who lived in it, or the history of its maintenance.
Everything.
Yeah,
I'm
like
talking
I want to
about
know. I want to know I want to know the maintenance.
Because I've never known who the
Well, of
previous
course- of
tenants
course you're
were
gonna
in
know-
anything I've
Of
ever
course,
been in.
we hope any house that you buy or that you rent, you know the maintenance. We're gonna hope. Go talk to your landlord. Go talk to whoever you're buying the house from. Get that maintenance information. You deserve that.
Especially if you're the owner.
Yeah.
You renting, you don't got to worry about that shit. Let that shit
If
get
you're,
fucked
if
up.
you're owner,
Grab
you
me my money.
deserve the information to that. But we're talking about as far as like historical content
Yeah.
for the house itself.
I mean,
like,
it's important if you care about it. to
You
me. That's
you know,
what I'm
like
talking
some people used to have family homes or whatnot, or
Me.
homes been around for, buildings have been around for a long period of time. And is it important to know the history of certain buildings, certain neighborhood? Like in your neighborhood, is it important to know the history?
I live in a family home, right?
Uh-huh.
It's been in our family for 70 years.
So is that it?
It is. I've been telling myself for quite some time that I want to actually look up the history of the house, because if you go downstairs, there's actually, they retrofitted the garage to be like a basement slash additional room or whatever, right? But if you look at the closet, the door is abnormally tall, but it has a door number on there. Like it says like room 1 or whatever. So it used to be something else, like a boarding house or something. So that's the thing. You can tell the way it's retrofitted that it shouldn't have been there because it was a garage. So where did this door come from? Period.
So did y'all ever get into the door?
But I know when my
So y'all got a door, y'all got a wishing door like room in your house that y'all never opened?
No, but my thing is I've always felt calm there. Like
Bro, you got a wishing room in your house.
Okay. So now my next question is now we're talking about the house. Now how important is it to know the neighborhood?
it's very important to know the neighborhood.
Okay.
I mean, it depends on what you're living in.
I live in
I'm
one.
just saying, if you say
You got
fuck it,
your family
bro, I'm about to go
and
up and move to Texas, bro. How important is it that you know the house now?
Is it just me that's going to Texas? Is my family that's going to Texas?
That
How long am I staying in Texas?
That
I'm saying you
part-
just up and say you just up and
Beat the shit out of
relocate.
me.
Say you just
You
up and
just-
Just up and
relocate.
hop out to jump on something?
You should still know the
Forever.
neighborhood. Yeah, you should still know the neighborhood.
I'm gonna jump on something. If I
You
gotta
will
go, if
stay
I gotta move to
forever.
Houston, I get a job, I gotta move to Houston, and I just need a spot to stay at, I don't give a fuck where that motherfucker at. I'm pulling in that
I'm
bitch.
saying, but what if you up and relocate?
Unless and when I pull up, I'll be like,
All right, so this is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But so,
If you up
Wait,
and relocating, and you going from one place from point A to point B, how important is it to know the neighborhood?
It's very important.
oh, to know where you living at, your area and what you live in.
Yeah.
I need to
That's
know.
important.
I need to know if there's any rapists that live over there. I need to know if it's high crime. I need to know that there's good schools in that neighborhood. If it's a high traffic area, can I park on that street? Can I not? Do the neighbors tend to do a lot of cop calling? Do they do that? My street alone, they're trying to take. Some of the neighbors are trying to take down Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
I
So-
just wanna take that-
It's a problem because they need a big name in the area.
Well, no,
Oh,
I mean
okay.
it's a set of issues that they've raised where they've connected the dots to him, but we.
Never mind. Forget it. Never mind.
It's
Let it go.
it's a
Let
thing.
it go.
It's-
Let it go.
What should we say? Do we place the same value on knowing the city?
yeah,
So we go from the house to the neighborhood. Now we're talking about the city.
yeah. Because knowing the changes in the city, where the market value for certain neighborhoods, the fact that it's going up, like you can go to West Oakland and see $1 million homes that is in a fucked up neighborhood. Like all you did was just add a couple plants and put a coffee shop, but your house is still getting ran through. Like I don't understand that. And then they buy those stupid ass ring lights, like that's stopping anything. These niggas don't give a fuck. You can stand outside and see a nigga bat someone. They don't care, and I spent so much. They're on next door crying.
You place that same value on knowing the state?
Yeah.
Really?
Like I want to know. I want to know like the weather. Like what is their state prone to? Like is it hurricanes? Is it earthquakes?
Why are these a lot of different like facts about shit?
Like
because
that type of stuff matters.
Because the thing is, I want to see like where does the value stop?
Well, it's
Like-
not.
I'd rather stay in California because we get earthquakes every once in a while.
Because at one point you're gonna be like, well, that's not as important. Because I like
what you fail to
like,
remember
the country
is
is-
Are we
earthquakes
talking about-
are more devastating than any other of anything.
Okay.
Earthquakes will fuck everything.
But these people are sleeping on top of their roof because they got hurricanes and shit. I don't want that.
Are we talking about like the facts about where we?
She said, "I'll deal with that shake."
The historical
So I
crime
wanna-
scene.
That's
so-
my tongue.
Last
It'd be
year,
fucked
I
up.
went to New
Like,
Orleans.
so we know about the Louisiana Purchase type of shit.
Oh yeah.
The historical context.
Hey, Sin, I'm glad you moving around, nigga.
If you,
Hey,
if
I'm
you,
real.
Right
I'm
on.
glad
If you-
I remember telling your ass years ago, man, fuck all that shit. That's what you was telling me, man. Fuck all that shit.
We went
Glad
to
you
New
moving
Orleans.
around, blood.
Right on. But no, when they was telling us the history of New Orleans, they was like, bro, this shit started by straight rapists and fucking scoundrels and
See?
shit, bro, and thieves, bro.
but the fact that they know that history is that important, is that valuable.
It should be.
The fact that
to,
they
an
know
ex-
the
to, an ex-
beginning.
to an extent, because it lets you know what type of energy is up in the air.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It lets you know the vibes that's in the air, bro. Because all that shit lingers, bro. All them type of action that shit
definitely
lingers in
does.
the air, bro.
That's one of the main
It's
reasons.
the same thing why how niggas went from the town, bro. You gonna take that shit everywhere. Nigga, I'm from the town. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You feel me? Just like motherfuckers that grow up and know what you go city for, nigga. You know what this shit about, nigga. You know what we do, nigga. I'll tell your ass up.
This is for
Yeah,
the riser.
Shit. You feel me though? That's how it goes. That's how most niggas
This-
always, especially niggas from the hood. That's exactly what you gonna do. Nigga, you know what this city about. Nigga, you know what we do. Nigga, we ain't no suckers over here, bro.
It's
Like, I'll
crazy.
let you know.
So I grew up in the hood, but I'm still a ghost. Nobody
Ghost.
knows me.
Hey,
Nobody
stay all
knows
the
me.
way under.
Nobody knows me.
You the nigga in between the back, nigga, in a picture like this.
All right,
You see me though.
you moving.
It's like I remember her, but
All the niggas in the front, nigga, they locked up, but they knocked off already.
So we go into the next important scene. 15 minutes into the movie.
They locked
The husband makes a wish for more liquor, and more magically appears in more historic paintings. And he asks, "What do you need most in the world? What do you need most in the world?"
My family.
my family, my kids, my life. I need my
That's
My life. Otherwise, it don't even matter. My life.
that's funny because when he asked her, the first thing she thought of, she's like $1,000.
$1,000.
She said, "I don't know, $1,000."
That's a dope thing.
No, that's what happened.
Well,
So
because she didn't really.
Then she
didn't
raised
see-
it to $10,000.
The thing is, she didn't see. She just knew her nigga was drinking. She didn't see what he saw. She just knew when she came in there, he was off a bottle. So she was playing around with this nigga like, okay, $1,000, nigga. All right, I got everything I need. What else do I? We got this big ass house. I got you. We may be able to have kids. We
how do
may
you
not.
think knowing her the inner workings of her brain?
I mean, because why else would she ask for $1,000?
Well, one thing
But guess
never
what?
know.
No. But guess what? When she saw it work for itself, she asked for something that did matter to her.
hold on.
We getting there, but she exactly. She gonna
So
then
look,
ask
look,
for
look,
something
look,
that
look.
does matter.
One thing I wanted to point out, because first off, that was her first wish was $1,000. Then her second wish was $10,000. He was like, no, make it bigger. She was like $1 million. You know, so she stayed on money. what I wanted to point out was outside of that bottle, he wished for a bunch of paintings.
Right. So hers was more so like, okay, $1,000, we can always use money. But he was on some painting shit he can't even sell.
But going back to value.
He cared about himself and his hobby.
He had value in his painting. She was more so money. So it's like, all right, if you know you can make one wish, going back to that one wish, if you know that you can make a wish, any wish, whatever, what would that wish be? In that moment, what would that wish be? She didn't know, so she was like, $1,000, I guess. He didn't know, so he wished for a bunch of paintings and shit.
But see, the thing with him, he had already saw it at work, right? Like, she still was fucking around, because remember she said, where is this coming from? You got it, you must have it somewhere. So she still didn't believe that it was the room. He knew it was the room, and he still was wishing for bullshit.
But even after
for his own personal gain.
But even after wishing for money the first 2 times, she wished for more money.
Because she
still thought
he was joking a little bit. She thought it was something going on. Remember, because she said, "Where is this coming from?" She still didn't believe it. When she did believe it, you remember she started asking for the shit that was like, you know,
that was after more money. The princess was after more money.
Right.
They was all partying and shit, throwing money in there.
But I respect her. I respect her
was
still
because
her still contributes to the household. Like, okay, if it's true, if this is some shit that's not an illusion, we can always use money. Nah, I mean, I can fuck off a little bit, but we can always use this.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
Man, what you gonna do with a bottle of Jack Daniels, but just drink for yourself?
And the original Picasso, bruh.
But how can he get it off when someone was in possession of it first off? So that means it had to leave from someone and get to you. So now it's stolen. How easy can he get it off without it being an issue later?
Look.
He was thinking of himself.
Look, an original Picasso is worth a lot.
And then he hung it up.
And
he was thinking of himself.
And the building.
He was thinking of himself. He wasn't trying to fence it so they can make more money. But her, on the other hand, she like, let's get this money because we can always do that.
Okay.
I was with the wife the whole time. Diamonds, give me money. I was with that. But the Picasso shit, how you gonna get rid of that?
Bitch out with diamonds.
Go ahead.
So in that type of position, I got a hypothetical question. Would you rather have anything you want or be able to do anything you want?
I can do whatever I want. I always have it. Thank you. This fucks with you, man. This right here.
I love that.
It'd be like little moments.
Y'all bullshit.
The thing is they did not think about that at all. It just was like the thing is, would you rather have anything you want? You can have anything you want, but that's it. You can't go nowhere with these things.
Mm-hmm.
Or could you do anything?
But at that time, they didn't know that. So they were still
we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the question itself.
But I thought these questions was built off of the movie, though.
Yeah, but what would you do?
Yeah, this is inspired by the movie, but this is still just a question.
We're gonna get to that concept.
Okay, so I can have what I want. So I'm gonna do whatever I want. So if I can do whatever I want, I'm gonna always have whatever I want.
Easy. It's easy work. Every day. You wake up, you're going to do what the fuck you want to do, which means I'm going to get what the fuck I want to get because I know what the fuck to do to get what the fuck I want, and I'm going to do it.
I don't see how you can have it out there. Makes sense to me.
Now, you can have what you want and still can't do what you want. Now you fucked up.
Yeah, now you're bored.
Now you fucked up.
All right, shut up and listen.
The concept is this.
You fucked up.
Fuck that, man.
To be able to do what you want is basically actually going anywhere.
Just tell me what happened in the movie. They don't
Okay, so the movie basically.
You gonna fuck yourself up?
They ain't even gonna understand.
They wishing for all kind of shit. They got all kind of champagne, money, diamonds,
anything you want,
bruh, luxury clothing. Just these motherfuckers wanting
big party,
all kind of shit, bruh.
Everything but a big table of cocaine.
All kind of shit, bruh.
It sounded like fun to me.
So,
bruh, It was fun.
Come to find out, unfortunately, dude finds out he had a wad of money in his pocket. He goes to the gas station, gonna find out the money that he had turned to dust. Meaning anything that you wish for only remains in the house. You can't take it outside.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we're asking, would you rather have anything that you want or do whatever you want?
I can do whatever I
I'd
want.
rather do whatever I want.
Yeah. I'll still do that anyway.
At least that's the answer.
Because you're saying you're
At
moving
least
from
that's
the
a
movie now.
direct answer.
So in regular life, I would rather be able to do
Because now
whatever.
you in charge of everything.
Yeah, because I can
You
go
in charge of everything.
I can go in a
I
jewelry
can
store
do
and be
what the
like,
fuck I want
give
to
me that.
do.
I can go
Run that shit.
I can go to a bank and say, give me a
All right, my credit fucked up. I want an
Give me
850. Run that
do whatever
shit.
I want.
All right.
Man, what you mean?
So doing whatever
Whatever
I
I want to
want
do,
will cause
I'm
me
good.
to have whatever I want.
That don't mean that consequences don't follow.
I'm gonna say, bend the knee.
Hey, what's this? Tesla? I'm
you're
the CEO, man.
That don't mean
I'm
you're
running
exempt from,
everything.
that
How
don't
about
mean you're
that?
exempt from the
I
consequences.
can do what I want to do.
But y'all didn't say that. So
That's
it
not happening because that's what,
But that's what you want to do.
That-
Why does it matter?
yeah.
That's what the fuck I want to do.
No, but first of all,
When we-
I
when
don't
we
feel
said
like paying
if
taxes.
we can have
Guess who
anything,
ain't paying taxes?
Hey.
We see. Because I
we
don't want
said
to
you
do
can
that
have
shit.
anything we want. You want. We didn't say that.
that is that
You
thin
feel me? It
line.
was gonna throw it away.
but see, no,
Oh,
because if I
Do
do
what you
whatever I
want.
want, if I do whatever I
That's
want,
not. Yeah.
if I do whatever I want, I'm gonna go to the head, whoever, president, somebody. I'm gonna be like, look, whatever I do moving forward, it's consequence free.
That is true. Wait a
Bitch,
minute.
stay up off me.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
That was a good
So
fact.
thank
That was
you.
a good fact.
Yeah, because I can do whatever I
You
want,
can do whatever
and
you
you're
want.
gonna agree
But
with
it don't mean that shit go rock off.
No,
Hey,
no,
hey, that was
they
a
gave,
good fact.
no, because they gave me the opportunity to do whatever I want.
You
They-
can do what you want.
So
And I'll be like, yeah. You know what?
Oh.
Take your raggedy ass off.
okay, so
I ain't giving you nothing. Now what? You're going to be like, damn.
what I want is to just finish mine.
Yeah. But how about, yeah, okay. Go ahead.
So,
All right, go ahead.
23
If you
minutes.
finish, right, wait. But if you finish doing everything you did, and I say, that's wonderful. I don't give a fuck.
But if I'm granted the ability to do whatever I want, I'm gonna make sure that stipulation
Yeah.
is there.
Like, because then you can say, I still want this position.
I want to do
And you
things
can
with
do
no
that.
consequence.
Yeah.
That
That's
cancels
where-
everything
Yeah,
else.
that's
That's
where-
gonna get me in
that's
trouble.
cancel.
you gotta hope that
Right,
goes.
yep. That whip that ass.
Well,
Right
if
there,
it,
Mom.
if it, I would know that it don't go through if I go do something silly first. Like if I go,
It doesn't matter because it's what you want.
no, because it'll be something silly
Hey,
like
P, you switched the words up. You got me for like 2 minutes.
I want free gas.
Motherfucker, I'm back.
If I can drive up with that free gas and there's no consequence, I'm good.
Fuck you.
Escalate.
I'm going to do what I
This is the
want.
thin line. I think this is what we're trying to get you to understand. You can say that, and that is as far as it goes, because the thin line is once you're trying to obtain something, that goes in the boundaries of having something. And therefore, you're choosing to do what you want, then you are surrendering the ability to have what you
Hey,
want.
Donnie.
So you can go up there and say, I
No.
want this job.
But I can always say, I want you to shut the fuck up and do what I'm telling you to do. That still
And that's
falls
still
under
saying-
what I want.
Yeah, but it's
That
still
still
saying
falls under
yes.
what I want.
So you wanted to
shut
say
the
that,
fuck up.
that's okay, but
And
you
give
can
me
say I want
exactly
that,
what I
but that
want.
don't mean I'm going to do that, though.
You have to
So
because
no,
that's
no.
what I want.
It
See,
don't,
if-
no,
if
nigga,
y'all-
that mean you wanted to
I just
say
said
that.
No,
That
what-
just
what
means
did
you
I
wanted to
just
say. That's what you want. I ain't finna argue.
Wait a minute. No,
Yeah.
stop right there.
If-
Say it. Listen to me. If I tell you I don't give a fuck what you say, shut the fuck up and give me exactly what I want. I want that, right? So you can't deviate from anything off of that. If I tell you what the fuck I want, guess what you gotta do? Give it to me.
Right. If y'all gonna give us this scenario,
Now what?
you can't give us a stipulation later.
Now what?
Give us
Do
a
you
stipulation from
know what
beforehand. I
the
won't do
difference is
shit.
between a noun and a verb?
Usually how
Action.
I'm saying.
It's me.
You know what's funny?
The difference between a noun and a verb is one thing is talking about a place or a thing, and one thing is talking about an action. So you can go ahead and say, I want to say
But
that.
if I'm granted anything that I want, sir,
That's not what it said.
You don't have
That's
Sir.
not what it said.
Oh, now I'm not. If this is gonna be some thing with some gay ass stipulation,
okay.
I don't even
Oh,
want it. Go
so
ahead.
you saying I can just do whatever the fuck I want?
Because I don't want it.
Just like who was the name? Boothers, who was
They
doing
keep
all kind of
giving us
wild
stuff
shit. He was
that
doing
say
whatever the
want.
fuck he wanted to.
But if
Want
this
that
is
shit?
what I want to do, I have to be granted for what I want to do.
I'm gonna give me
Otherwise,
something and get me in
it will
trouble.
fall under anything less. Like, there's nothing less. What's less?
I don't want it.
You remember like the conversation we had earlier? Like it'd be a different movie. Everybody got different perspectives on.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Because if I want,
No.
if I'm great, if you're telling me I can do what I want,
and then you're gonna say, "Oh,
so that means if
that's
I
not the answer I want.
want
Let
this,
me do
I have to
something
have it.
no, I'm not doing. Keep
Is that correct?
Whatever I want. I don't even want that shit
So
no
what?
more.
I said so. If you ask me if I can do what I want, so if I want to do it, I have to actually be able to do it.
To
Because
do it.
if I can't do it, I'm not being able to do what I want.
What are you gonna tell me? Because you gave me.
I'm not being able to do what I want if you're telling me that I can't.
That's usually how
I'm not being able to do what I want.
That's usually
No.
So if I tell you that this is what I want, saying I want some brand new shoes, saying you gotta go buy me some motherfucking shoes because I said this is what I want and I'm able to do what I want.
I like
And
that.
if I say you need to shut the fuck up,
No,
see,
don't mean-
guess what you gotta do?
That don't mean-
You have to shut the fuck up because otherwise I'm not getting what I want anymore. Now I'm not getting what I want. If you deviate from anything other than that, I am not getting what I want. You're still talking to me. You're still talking to me, which means I don't get nothing of what I
You
want.
already been deviated, family.
How did I deviate? And you haven't given me what I wanted
Because
yet.
you're
Shut the
not
fuck up,
listening. You're
Sid.
not listening.
You have given me. I can do everything I want to do, right?
23
Everything.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Reality
Exactly.
and depression.
That means I can't do anything.
Gumbo. I hear you, bro.
This is the Damo
Give me my
Show.
love. Give me my love.
So,
Can I get flowers?
say what?
Send them to me now.
So, 23 and a half minutes into the movie, depression and reality sets in the party home.
The depression set in for the wife. For him, he was still
They
good.
said it for both of them. You didn't,
He was
that
bored.
nigga was looking depressed as hell in that tight ass suit, bro.
He was bored.
He was looking hella compressed. Man.
She was depressed for sure.
Bruh.
Because what she really wanted, she didn't think was possible with that. Because I think after the depression conversation, she then brought up the baby, right? That she wanted a child. And then that's when he was like, oh, well, the doctor said something. And she was like, oh, I already lost 2.
Well, she didn't bring up the child. He did.
Yeah, but she brought up like it's not possible. So I
We're not
can't,
even on
like
that.
I'm never going to get what I want. But that's the depression part, right? Was that the
She
scene?
already feels bad.
Wasn't that the scene?
So what?
We're not there at the baby talk.
She was depressed about but she brought up the baby during. What? How many minutes was that? We'll be back.
Talking about when they was when them motherfuckers was walking through the whole house depressed and mopey and shit. When she
Right.
was on the swing and shit on
But
the
we
park and shit,
We
about
was talking
looking
about,
all goofy and shit.
And
we was talking about
up to this
basically
point, she doesn't
basically-
sound like she's efficient enough for him.
when all the
Enough for him.
wishes run out.
Yeah,
When
she
you,
Everything that he does, and when she puts in comparison to what she
So
is,
when
she
they
feels like
finished
she's inferior.
when them niggas
I can't
finished
even have
drinking,
kids type
when
shit.
them niggas finished dancing, when them niggas finished pouring champagne and diamonds on each other, when them niggas finished doing all of that, they realized they was bored as fuck.
and they did
And
this
there
for
was
about like
nothing else for them to do.
nights straight.
Oh,
They partied for nights straight, and with everything they could ever have inside the house. And then after a while, it
So
was
they
like,
have no connection.
No,
I mean,
they're-
they have a connection, but it's like they're
fine.
bored
It's
now.
between that. It's only on that.
It may
Just
be.
like you have friends on certain shit that you do. Like you ain't gonna call these people that yo trip people for shit you about to do over here. You know they don't fuck with this shit, nigga. And you don't know these people don't fuck with that shit. So it's like
Nah, but they was
and
fucking
when
with
you
each
link
other
in
the
with
whole
somebody,
time.
it could be it's not even on you, it's on some party shit. That sound like.
It's just been them two on some party shit.
But the
Just-
thing is, it
But
was
there's no other relation. There's
She-
nothing else to be in common with.
he was fine because he probably never wanted kids to begin with. For all we know,
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
He brought all right. So since we on that, so he brought up the whole concept of the kids and shit. And mind you, they already had a room with a whole baby room and shit. So they in the room and he telling her, you feel me, we could try again. We can have another child. And that's when she was like, why? So I could, you feel me, what happened before can happen again. We already tried twice and it didn't happen.
right. So
He
her-
got upset at her. She got upset at him for bringing it up,
right. But
even though she was thinking about it. I'm sorry.
exactly. So it was already on her mind. So even with them getting the diamonds and the money and stuff, she was discarding what she really wanted because she feels like it wasn't attainable to begin with. So the money wasn't even shit for her. It was more so for them to just fuck off. But for him, he was more so worried about his pleasures, drinking, paintings and shit. For her, that's all she wanted, and it was something that she could not get. I'm pretty sure in the back of her mind, she probably wanted to wish that from jump in the room. It's fucking baby. But she probably was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Then the nigga brings it up, and then all of a sudden now she like, you know what? Maybe I could wish for a baby.
She just wants more attention.
Was he wrong for bringing it up?
I mean, no, because the thing is, he's not wrong, especially if they had a nursery in the house.
Wait, wrong for bringing what up?
The
nursery.
idea of having a baby in the nursery.
Yeah, but I feel like
That would get her attention.
I think he was wrong. He was wrong due to the fact that they already tried, so it's a sensitive subject. She lost a child. He probably didn't even have much connection to the child at the time. So her losing him, yeah, she partying, but that stuff don't just go away. And then she lost 2. So that stuff don't go away. Like, she's carrying that shit with her. So he's probably fulfilled. He has a nice wife. They get along. They just got married. Honeymoon is going great. But for her, like, bro, I'm still missing something that's supposed to be here. So she's never going to really be okay, ever. That's why she got depressed. Like, you can see depression on her. I seen boredom on him, depression on her. That's what I saw. So, I don't know.
I didn't even see the movie. That shit sound right.
Oh.
That shit sound right.
Okay. 27 minutes into the movie, the wife wishes for a baby. What would you do if you just walked home from work and your wife is just holding a baby?
I feel like.
Oh, what did you just do?
I feel like
not discuss this.
they didn't discuss it, but they did. Because for one, he's the one who introduced.
They did not discuss it.
Hold on. Yes, they did. He talked about a baby nursery room. Let's try again. She was the one resistant to the idea. He kept forcing it. He gave her time to think about it. Like, wait, maybe we could have a baby.
He was saying
somebody to be with her.
He said
he is not with her.
It's not even necessarily.
That's exactly what it is.
As someone who has carried a child, it's not even.
As
someone who has carried a child, it's not necessarily I have a baby because I want someone to pay attention to me. It's like, no, it's a part of our shit. We at some point are ready for children. It's a part of our shit. So I have a husband now. The next step would be a child. And I've already lost 2. So we tried it out of order already. Now we're married. Maybe we can try again. He's the one who mentioned this.
You're a big artist.
Right.
I'm just a small person. I can't even keep it.
Right. All they were saying was that on top of the issues with the missing kids. All of it. I mean, she fucked up in the end.
Oh shit.
Okay, so
I didn't expect
I feel like because
I didn't always laugh.
So I was like, I look at it like, yeah, he didn't tell her to get a baby right that day, but he's the one who mentioned it to someone who understands the power of the room now. So it's like, we don't have to try. I can just wish for one. Like, why would I try when I was wishing? He failed to tell her when he learned about the room.
I don't think he knew it yet at that time.
It was the money, remember? Because remember, after the money, he did the painting.
He knew the money well after she had the baby.
Which is
No,
it was that. It was that day. It was that day that he came home with the baby.
No.
Around that time.
No. Because you remember, the next couple of nights, the baby was crying and she was yelling at him, talking about, why won't you get the baby? And then she said, just go to the room. So he had already knew the power of the room, and he knew that this is not a permanent thing. It's wrong to do this.
No, because right after that money burnt up, he for sure
he tried the painting.
Yeah, he tried the painting, and then remember she was trying to go out with the baby. And he told her, no, you can't go out.
No, so he had the money in the painting before the baby situation. Because the minute he told her, you got to get rid of the baby, that was the day after the bills, right? Or it was like right after. It was either the same day or it was the day prior. And then she was like, you got to take the baby out. But no matter which way it went, it was
Ain't that when he go out?
The money was
Let's do visit. Yeah.
the money
That's when
was
he go
before
out,
the
right?
baby.
Yeah.
What you thinking it's gonna be?
The money.
So that's when he go
Yeah.
pay for the gas right after he visit her.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
And
the
then
money
he come back.
comes
That's
back.
after
He
the
got,
baby.
so he knew about the money then.
But that's after the baby. That's after the wife wished for the baby.
No, but he put the painting out and then he heard the baby. So he knew what it would do. Because remember, he put the painting out. Look how he did it.
I mean, either way, she wished for a baby without really like.
to go back to normal.
That's some wild shit. Like, would you, if you could do that, would you do that?
But he gave her the okay for a baby.
Not
He did not give
for a
her
spawn,
okay to
not
wish for no
no
baby.
baby
That's
spawn.
what the hell did you?
Not for a baby spawn.
He gave you an okay to wish up a
He said, we can have another baby. We just gotta try.
hold on, when he
Fuck trying. I can wish for one.
When he- no,
Now you're mad because it
When-
didn't take me 9 months.
when he gave her when he told her to wish for something, he said wish for anything. Anything.
It's a thing.
Then when he came back, he was like, a baby is not a thing. How could you wish for that?
It's a
Like,
thing until it's here. Now it's a thing, baby, that has a gender. But before I know what gender it is, it's definitely a thing. It's a thing, kind of, baby, fetus.
But
There's
it has no origin though.
You made it whatever
It has no-
gender
it has-
you wanted it. At that point,
The origin came from my mouth.
So what would you
Origin
do?
what?
Baby.
So what would you do, AP?
what would I do? Oh, if that baby ain't dying,
My nigga,
that bitch ain't dying, I'm up out of there. First off,
why would you be up out of there?
first off,
You the one who told her about a baby.
He did not say wish for a baby though.
There
It
is
doesn't
only-
matter.
there is only
He said
one-
try.
there is only one way I'm gonna deal with
That's
you and
your
having a baby.
That's
No,
your
no, 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 no,
child.
no, 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 no.
Yes, it is.
My baby come from this.
That's
All
not
right, my baby ain't coming from nobody else's mouth or nothing else. My baby is coming from here, directly. Fuck all of that. You ain't gonna wish up upon a no star upon my
That's
kid.
not fair.
No, that ain't my kid.
That's not fair.
No, no. God gave me this
No.
so I can procreate.
No.
So I can
random
have
ass,
kids.
no. But if you say it like that though,
Bruh,
Have a
nigga,
baby
you
to
wish
someone
for a
who
baby.
has a
But I
baby.
know I did not wish my baby.
Alright,
No, bitch.
no,
We finna try this one more time.
Hey,
No.
Already.
We finna try this one.
I want her to have my baby.
And
Nigga,
this
we
is
can
what
have
happened.
that.
That is your child.
How
You
do you
gave me
expect-
permission.
how do you expect a man to have a connection to a baby that he that
Hold on, before we even get there,
That nigga was acting them up.
what the fuck is this nigga supposed to do?
That
He
nigga
see
come
his
with a hammer in his
bitch
hand.
is tripping over a baby, and he knows this. He's in tune with her, so he knows this. So he's like, "Yo, look, we could try it again or whatnot." Communicating with her, but instead of her opening up and communicating back, she shut him out and cut him off. She wasn't as communicative as she was in the beginning.
Because he's asking someone who lost 2 children to try again. What kind of shit is that when she can go in a room and the baby's here? She don't have to bleed a child out. She
So
don't have
then
to
he
sit there
already
and give
know
her
that the
shit.
room is
Why would he
now
say
a
that?
wishing room.
That was dumb. It was insensitive as fuck, and it was irrational for him to bring it up to someone who
It
has
was
already tried twice
insensitive
and
and
lost
irrational?
2 children.
What the fuck was this nigga
He lost
supposed to
2
say
children
to
and
her?
then gonna say,
Yeah.
let's try it
Hold
again.
on,
I
she's
agree.
sitting there walking around depressed and shit. What is he supposed to say to his
He
woman?
could have said, whether we can have a child or not, baby, I still love you. We can adopt. Whatever. He could have said something. Not, let's try again.
What the
So
fuck
I
is
put my
anything
money-
different from that than what he did say?
No, because the thing is this. He's talking about let's try again. So I'm gonna put my body through it again. I'm gonna have to feel the kids. I'm gonna have to feel all this shit and then lose the baby.
Yeah.
You can't.
But don't you lose the baby when he walk outside
Well,
anyway?
man, you element.
No.
When he walk outside, the baby disappear, right?
Come here.
No, it don't disappear, bro.
For real? I thought you said everything disappeared.
Shut up, Art.
No, so I get that.
For real?
I get that.
Shut
I
up,
get
Art.
what she said.
Oh,
I
you
get that.
get
Because a man is not gonna get
it was
that.
a demon child.
The only thing a man is gonna understand in a situation like that is losing kids is that we lost her or we lost him. She ain't, I don't know about everybody else. I'm gonna speak for me. I'm gonna be like, I know what she going through. Like the shit fucked up, but I don't know.
Oh, the baby killed him.
No.
What the fuck are you talking
You
about?
said the baby
bro?
don't disappear. You said everything that leave the house disappeared.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You said that wish for a baby, right?
Damn.
Do you know what you're
So
talking
do the
about?
baby?
What are you talking about, Ira? What are you talking about, Ira?
No. Time
The fuck?
Time out.
What are you talking about?
The movie, nigga.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But that's not.
So-
It's like, come on.
I said when you come
No, that's not what
I felt like bro was screwed
You
from the
go
beginning.
for that.
Bro was screwed from the beginning.
Is you?
So I guess So I guess at that point, once they discovered the money, I think they don't. I think they went outside with the baby or something like that. The baby got burned. He grew up or some shit, and then they went to go visit patient John Doe.
Bro, he went to go visit John Doe. What?
Now John Doe tells him that to leave the house immediately, was bringing to a topic. How willing are you to take advice from a stranger?
Can we? Okay, so with the whole baby thing, it was a little bit different than that though, because he was first about to tell her just kill the baby, put it in the wishing room.
He told her to kill the baby.
Right. So he first was telling her, do it. She's crying like, I don't know what will happen to this child while it's in my hands, right? Because he's like, no, I can't. She's crying like, I don't know what to say. He was like, just say anything. What the fuck? This is a baby, a living thing that shits and breathes and
He
eats.
said, say the words.
Mind you, she was able to nurse the baby. That was
No,
another
she
part.
was not able to nurse
Yes,
that baby.
the baby was eating.
He was not feeding. She said he wasn't feeding,
No.
but he latched on.
Okay, so my thing is she was able to nurse the baby. Whether it was able to latch on or not, she was able to nurse onto the baby, and the baby was getting something from her. She wasn't crying anymore, whatever. Anyway, breastfeeding is bigger than that. Sometimes when you're feeding, when you allow the baby on your breast, they're not always eating. Sometimes it's the connection. So no matter what was happening, whether the baby was eating or not, they were developing a connection from from skin to skin contact. There's a lot of times babies get on there and they're not eating. They just want to feel your warmth or your smell. So no, but I'm just saying it's another one of those things where a man does not get that.
I just don't want you to get sidetracked.
Okay, so that's just another part that we also were missing. Like he allowed her to get that connection with the baby. So it was that part alone. Then you're gonna tell her
Allowed her?
he whatever. Okay. He fell victim to her putting the baby on her chest and he couldn't do anything. All right, whatever. So whatever happened, she allowed herself to put the baby on her chest, whatever. But the whole thing is she connected with the child yet again with whatever. But then the issue that happened was where he's telling her to just get rid of it. Someone that lost 2 kids and have now developed a connection with this child. Just say anything. What can I say when this baby might burst into blood and bones in front of me or anything? Like I don't want to see this shit. I don't like or whatever. Then he tries to do it himself and he couldn't. Then he tells her to go outside, and then she goes outside. Baby is screaming and crying and shit, but getting older in her hands.
He didn't tell her to go outside. He tried to stop her from going outside.
No, he didn't.
No. He told her not to go outside.
And she was like, yeah,
And she got upset at him.
Yeah.
She got mad at him and then went outside on her own.
No.
And then he had to stand there and let her scream, burn. And then she just stood there with the baby and just screamed instead of running back in the house.
But then the thing is, he told her, don't take the baby outside. Okay, why? I have my reasons. Huh? You already don't connect with the child. You wanted me to kill the child. Now you telling me I can't spend time even more with the child. That's how she's probably processing it. Like, okay, it wasn't meant for me to get rid of him. He didn't die in the wishing room. I couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. Now I can't spend time with the baby and take it outside. He could have said, it's going to die if you take it outside. He could have told her that, but he was willing to allow her to kill another child.
What if he was trying to spare her feelings? What if he didn't want to tell her that?
But he can't spare her feelings if the baby was going to burn in her hands. That's even worse. He was going to set her up to be even more traumatized when he could have just said, the baby going to burn if you take it outside. He could have just said that.
She kind of set herself up when she
No, he said, I have my reasons. So he was willing to let her go through another traumatic experience.
How are you going to tell?
Because he had no connection with her or that baby.
How are you going to tell the world that you just randomly have a baby? And then after you took the baby outside, this baby in a matter of 3 days or so, the baby grew up to be 10 years old.
Well, no. So what happened was, remember, like everything else, it ages. So in her arms, it was aging. So if she would have kept holding it, it would have turned into an old man. I mean, a grown man, then an old man, then died.
Before they brought him in, he was 10 years old in
Yeah.
a matter of 3 days.
Right. But the thing
How do
is,
you tell the world that you just like randomly
But
had
I
a baby? 3 days later, he's 10 years old.
but the thing is, if he would have told her from jump, then she could have went in the wishing room or something. Because no matter which way it goes, y'all can't do nothing with this baby, right? So at some point, she probably was going to catch on, like, okay, I gotta get rid of it. I can't take it outside. Can't do nothing. Or she was going to be crazy enough to just keep a newborn forever.
Well, at that point where she realized that she couldn't take it outside, why didn't she get rid of it then?
Because now it's an older child that's looking at you and knows exactly what you're saying.
So we're just gonna keep making excuses.
I mean, but that's even more fucked up. That's even more fucked up. Like this thing that's like, mommy, why are you killing me?
So we're just
In a
gonna
room.
Okay.
keep making.
What's the first thing that's gonna come to mind though when you see just a baby spawn? Because that's basically what it is. I mean, I understand what your empathy for it, but even he said in himself like it's a figment. It's not real.
even
It's
real.
an idea. It's not real. Like this baby
thing
just
is not-
it's manifested out of nowhere.
Out
So
of nothing.
But at that time, he was already aware that, you know, this shit, we can't even take it with us when we leave, right? Just like death. We can't take it with us when we leave, right? So he understood that. He still hadn't told her that yet. So in her mind, she's thinking, I can raise this baby. I can take it to the doctors. I can do all of this shit.
No, he told her after a while because he threw the money out the window and showed her.
No, but that was after. But that was still after seeing that they couldn't kill the child, and the child was now 10. Then he put her on game like, oh, okay, this shit don't last. It go once you go to the sun, it dies. That was after they had a 10-year-old boy on the floor. Like he could have told her from jump. Like he figured it out. He could have told her like, hey, this when she was talking about the baby was real on the bed, but take it outside, it's gonna die.
But if you,
It would have changed something for her, I'm pretty sure.
But if you seen the context of all those scenes, you see like she was completely detached from him and completely focused on the child itself.
Because
She was not worried about him. She wasn't trying to talk to him. She did.
Because at that point he was coming off irrational. He was coming off insensitive, and
He was coming.
yes, because he didn't tell her that the
The
thing would
lady that
die.
randomly wished the baby up, and the nigga is coming.
But
off
after you
irrational.
sat there and said, "Let's try," could also mean, okay, he's already gave me the okay. Why can't we try the room? Why can't we try the room?
What?
Anyway, we can play with that one all we want to. At the end of the day, he came off irrational because when she's trying to connect with a baby and he's like, I don't want it, he didn't tell her, hey, it's going to die. This is not a real thing. Like, if he would have told her that and showed her with the painting, with the money, then it would have changed something for her. Like, even if she still wanted the child, at least her attachment would have been, you know, like,
She was already attached soon as she wished up the
No,
baby.
but like what I'm saying
She
is,
was already attached soon as
what
she
I'm
wished
saying,
up
what
the
I'm saying
baby.
is, it would have changed due to the fact that okay, I can't do certain stuff with the child. I can still try for my own. Like you won't be stuck on. I got everything I need now because I have a baby. Because you technically don't.
Was there ever a way that attachment?
He
could have
came
been
off like
disconnected?
I just don't want this little
It's the
nigga.
understanding in what she already knows now. That she knows that this baby isn't going to
Yeah,
make
it's not going to make
so
it.
you can't give it too much. But you
So
can
now
also
it's not
know
a pressure to
for certain.
try
Okay,
because
okay,
now
okay,
if they have it
okay.
or not is one thing. But he comes
So-
off insensitive and irrational. Now he's almost like an enemy because he's like, I don't like this little nigga. I don't want this little nigga. He didn't come from my dick. I don't want him. That's how he's sounding to her.
Every nigga.
Yeah, but that's how he's sounding to her.
That's how
That's the
we
reason
don't
why
respond.
she's detaching from him because he seems like a monster, even though he
So-
could have
But
just
the
said,
only reason
it's
she's
on
holding on to
Explain
it
his
because he
behavior,
feels
explain
inferior
his
of
behavior
anything else.
Because
That's
as
she
the
needs
child,
something.
as the child
She
aged,
needs something.
as the child aged, he was showing signs of aggression and anger. Like she was trying to teach herself on the chalkboard.
Say my little nigga.
Bro was throwing
Fuck your
toys
foot.
everywhere and shit
Say
like
my
that. So basically, when you start showing signs of anger like that, like, and at what point, how can you discipline that child and shit like?
well, I was looking at a child that was 10 years old that they were teaching English and how to speak, right? So he was still dealing with probably toddler tantrums, but in a bigger body. Toddlers throw toys. Toddlers catch hissy fits and close doors and do all that shit, and you redirect them.
Do that same
And-
shit.
No, but in that context, she has to. This is someone who has went from having a infant for 3 days to now a 10-year-old. she didn't know the changes in the thing. She just wanted a baby. She didn't think about that. But she has to have the patience to realize, technically, even though he's 10, he's not even a real toddler. He hasn't even made it through these stages yet. He's going through all of these emotions because technically he should be an infant crying for a bottle right now. You feel me? Like, so yeah, he's throwing shit, but typically he would be on his back crying for a diaper change. And you're teaching something that should be there to respond as a 10-year-old out of nowhere.
So how do you teach that child then who got that type of disorder?
I think she was kind of doing what being patient with him, trying to redirect him. She did get flustered, but that's what with a 2-year-old, with a 10-year-old, with a 15-year-old, there's gonna be times where you like, God damn, like what? Go sit down, be quiet, listen to me. Like you get kind of like that. There's some parents that got that skill set where they can just be neutral all the time. But most parents is like, what the fuck? Go sit down, like in your head at least. You like, what is wrong with this little? I done told him 5 times, stop putting shit in the toilet, and now you done flooded my toilet. Like this is the type of shit that be happening. So
I get it, because that's the type of shit that I'm gonna do.
yeah, because you looking like, what's wrong? Why? Why did you?
I hear you tell me the stove hot. I need to see if that motherfucker.
Why did you
really hot
stuff?
though.
Why did you
That motherfucker
stuff
hot.
these socks
I
behind the
feel
couch when I told you to put it in the washing machine?
My nigga
Like-
Sam has said the
Okay.
funniest shit ever.
So-
He said he was gonna put the little boy outside. He kept acting up.
Damn.
That was the only way of
He was
discipline.
gonna put that little nigga outside.
And see, that's the difference.
Sleep on
in
the doggy pad, nigga.
No, he's gonna die.
Fuck that.
He's gonna die if he goes outside.
Oh, he gonna die if he go outside?
See,
Because
that's
in a matter of 3 days, he went from a little
You gonna
baby
put him outside,
to a
Sid?
10-year-old kid.
You gonna put him outside, Sid?
Bruh.
You gonna tell him to go outside?
And even with that description, it's kind
Hey,
of
that's
like,
fucked up, Sid.
even with that description, it's kind of misleading due to the fact that he didn't grow into a 10-year-old on his own. They took him out in the sun because she wanted to play with him outside and give him sunlight because he was inside crying. She was trying to give him fresh air. You know what I'm saying?
Warned.
And he
got
ended,
warned.
no. What he said was, don't take him outside.
She got warned.
No,
She got warned.
what mark was that? What she said was, what he said was, don't do that. After already saying he didn't want him, you feel me? So it seems as if you just don't want me to bond with him. You want me to get rid of him.
Don't want nobody even
She
see that
didn't-
you got a baby.
She even asked
Keep
him
your ass in
why.
the house.
She even asked
She
him
only
why.
heard what she wanted.
She even asked him why, and he gonna say, "I have my reasons."
He told her.
Why won't you tell? You wanted her to take him outside. A part of him wanted her to do that shit.
She only heard what she
The
wanted.
relationship takes.
Nah, because you gotta see it in both ways, bro. It makes
The
sense.
relationship
It
it
makes
takes
sense.
He thought the baby was gonna die, and it didn't. Because basically,
Shit, makes sense.
it aged instead of died.
it takes a darker turn when the little boy gets caught trying to go outside. The little boy tries to go outside for himself after he was even told, like, little homie, don't go
Don't
outside.
go outside.
Mom catches him, goes crazy. I mean, you know, yells at him and whatnot, but she do kind of snap because she's trying to board up the windows now. Now get to the point to now she's snapping on homeboy, telling her husband that this nigga can leave
Oh my
because she'd
god.
rather be with the little.
She
She'd rather be
needs
with
him.
little dude.
She needs him. She needs him for her.
Yeah.
She needs.
So at this point, it's like it is a little bit of insanity.
It would be
kinda-
like that for
it's a
the
little
kid.
bit. It's a little bit of something that's not like.
She lose.
And
it's
because
something going loose.
She needs the attention.
No.
And because throughout
Right,
this
she needs
entire movie, the irrational husband has been doing everything he can to support his woman. He gets up on
It's
the ladder,
only irrational.
his dumb ass, and start boarding up windows.
He did that.
It's all his
Right.
fault.
Because he's trying to support his he's trying to love his woman.
It's his
But he's the
fault.
most irrational
Helping.
nigga.
No, they both helping. They
It's-
both loose as fuck.
It's both of them. It started
Oh,
off with
But
He's
that's
enabling that dumb shit, nigga. That shit, nigga. That nigga shit.
He was the
Should've been
creator
like,
of dumb
hey,
shit. He
They both created that
he
shit.
was the creator
They
of dumb shit
both
in the
created
scenario.
that whole kingdom in which they live in.
Moved to the house. Him decided to take off wallpaper. Him. Oh, I see some keys. When you see a door boarded up and you see that they don't try to make a wall out of it, why the fuck would you go into it?
Who
Some-
won?
that shit gonna
Whoa,
find out
whoa.
bodies in
No.
with bodies locked up in the freezer. She
I
ain't
ain't
never
fucking with
touched for years.
I'm
We
not-
bought a house, and that motherfucker had a basement,
Hey,
and that motherfucker had a little door on it with a
right
little
now,
knob
bro.
on that
Hey,
bitch.
check that shit.
Nigga, I look like a
This is
snake.
what happens.
Bro,
This is what
tell
happens.
me you ain't gonna
This is
open
what
that
happens
bitch
when you
and
gotta
be
shout
like,
over people
boom.
that won't even let you finish the statement. So the reason why I say say that is once they opened the fucking door and they saw that it was empty,
Then you
you
fucked
would
up
have
already.
left.
You
Okay.
fucked up. You gonna leave now.
It was
I
just
would've
the
left.
Leave the house.
I would've left.
It was
Yes,
never wrong.
yes, there's a reason why it was locked. There was a reason.
So you gonna leave.
When I go
You gonna
there,
buy a house.
it was
You
empty.
gonna go
They
in
could
there,
have put
gonna
a
buy a
fancy
room.
door on it.
Yes.
You gonna open the
Yes.
room and it's gonna be.
And I see that
You gonna
it's
be
empty.
mad that it's
Yes.
empty. So you gonna what you gonna do? You gonna tell them I don't want to buy this
Exactly
shit
what
no more.
happened is the reason why I would leave.
I don't want to buy this shit no
So,
more.
so you find the
I don't want it.
so you find the empty closet in your
That's not
house,
the way you do. That's not.
and you gonna leave.
That's not the way
They
it
put a
works.
wallpaper
You
in the
go out.
closet, yes.
You gotta stay here, big dog. Hey, nigga, you got some time. You got what?
Why would I sit here?
You
Why
got-
would I sit?
You book
Why would
house.
I sit here?
You book house.
Why?
I mean, you can go to that. You can stay in a hotel, or you can buy this house.
Why would I sit here?
You can do all that.
Huh?
You can do all that.
Huh?
You can definitely do all that.
I
But it's like anything.
You can stay there. You can bring all the hoes. You can bring all the hoes you want to that house. I ain't staying. You and them bitches can get locked in the room. Man.
Are you serious right now? If we bought a house,
Okay, but look, no, but at a certain point in the movie, you gotta realize this little nigga was off though. And at what point was you gonna do something? Because at a certain point in the movie, he was showing like some weird ass signs. Like 53 minutes into the movie, little homie creep up into his mama room, talking about asking like
I love
very
you,
strange
mommy.
questions.
I love you, mommy. Do you love me?
And then he asked to sleep with his mother.
that's good.
Like,
I want to be with you forever.
did I miss this part? I had to.
You for sure missed it. He walked in the room and was like, "I want to be with you forever, mommy. Do you love me?"
But little boys do be saying stuff like that. Like sometimes they'll be like, "I want to marry you," or like all types of stuff. They real life be. I mean, if y'all, they be loving their mamas.
You on some anime Japanese
Wait,
shit?
Sam.
No, for real.
Wasn't that closet boarded up?
Yeah.
Little
They will say that some little boys like real life fuck with their mama. Like my son was like,
Because
I don't
they
ever
know
want to
what
leave
it's
you,
supposed to
mom.
be
Like
like.
I love you.
So they want to be that person.
My son ain't no spawn. He came directly out of my vagina.
You sure?
Directly. I
Yeah,
didn't make no
well,
sense.
Wish you luck.
Directly.
Okay. Let's see.
Mr. Bucket. You know, actually wish up some shit real quick.
Yeah, I've done it before. I don't fuck with that shit no more.
So now this is why we did ask the question earlier. Because earlier when we was talking about the scene where the kid threw the tantrum, right? She was talking to him about camping. And he wanted to go camping. He was like, "Mom, what's camping?" And she was like, "I want to go camping." And she was like, "You can't leave the house because you're sick." Remember what I'm talking about? So now, okay. I guess the little boy, he wants to go camping and he finds the husband's snow globe. And that's when he breaks the husband's snow globe accidentally. But that nigga reimagines what the fuck is in the snow globe in their whole fucking backyard. So this little nigga, that's why we was like, if you could do what you want, this nigga wanted to go camping. So he imagined a whole environment where he can go camp and build a fucking snowman.
So the entire time while they was wishing for diamonds and bottles and all these like regular shit, they couldn't take this shit outside. So they could have whatever they want, but they was restricted to that house. Now this kid has thought of a way to bring outside to him because he couldn't go outside.
All the quarantine kids, that's a message.
So that was so. And then what's fucked up is I would say this is part of this. I'm like the husband was a little bit tripping because he snatched up. Yeah, when he snatched up little homie for building the whole backyard like that, he threw him in the room and shit, talking about don't go back up in there and whatnot. But
the husband was scared as shit. This nigga that just got created out of nowhere now knows the power to do exactly what created him.
I will say he did have some legitimate concerns though, because he was like, little homie, because he was like, bro, he was like, little homie would legit go in there and say, I wish for a dragon. He was like, bro, a fucking dragon would appear above the house and shit. And that was real deal shit. That could happen. They was like, that's why we got to keep little bro from that room.
And that's crazy because I was talking to Sin, I was like, bro, that's the imagination of a child is crazy. I felt like the child was a lot more creative than the adults when the lady had said I told him like, why are you mad? Because he's smarter than us. I actually sided with her a bit because I was like, bro, he was a bit smarter than y'all. But when he said he could imagine a dragon and it come through, I was torn between the creative side of like wanting to see a dragon, like the imaginative, like fucking imagine a dragon, you can do anything. Like, so you have that, but then you also have this concept of like, all right, this kid may wish a dragon and not know how to control it or not know what the hell he's doing, equaling to the mother wishing for the kid.
Right.
Not knowing what the fuck she was doing.
Yeah. She had an imagination. She just didn't think of all the details.
You never will.
So
No matter what you wish for, you will never think about everything that can be fucked up upon that wish.
Yeah.
So do you see his side now? Do you think that's a legitimate threat? Like a legitimate threat? Like, because you can already see, like, little dude and the husband already had tension. They had tension from jump. Little bro it was already some shit going on with
Because
him.
he knew he didn't want him.
He knew. He just knew.
He did.
And in the matter of the 3 days that nigga burned and grew, he knew.
Well, he's a part of the house. So at the end of the day, he was always going to tap into his power. And we're forgetting that. He also is going to always remember or know. It's going to be something in him that's going to know, okay, something was wrong here. That same baby, just like we was talking about earlier, how children soak in arguments and energies and all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
That same child, when she said, don't argue in front of the baby, and he was still talking about get rid of it, that baby is hearing all that shit. Remember, the baby was looking at them when that whole shit was happening. So that's another reason why I knew that at the end of the day, that was the reason why she couldn't kill the child. But then his reason for not doing it was different from hers, I feel. And then he also knew what the house was capable of, the room was capable of, and still was about to let her go outside and kill the child. So it was just kind of like, that baby remember that shit. It was only that same day. It was an hour. It was an hour ago. Exactly. It was an hour. He went to sleep, and she was the one who nursed him back to health. She had him in the bathtub. She was caring for him and taking care of him and stuff. So at the end of the day, that child knows that his father has no relationship with him. He wasn't trying to build nothing with him. He viewed him as the thing, the problem. And he can feel that shit too.
How could you? Could you build something with? Oh, I guess you could.
You could. I mean, that's what she just did.
I couldn't see it.
It was
her brainchild come to life, though. That's what it was.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, if he really wanted to try with her, because trying for a baby also can be without the father being a part of it. It could be in vitro. It could be all types of adoption. So try. If he can't even do it this way, how is a child any other way aside from him birthing, helping her birth a child? He wasn't going to have no connection with that one either.
I have a question. Why are we not holding her accountable for at least saying, hey, babe, do you think we should wish for a baby?
No, I do feel like their communication was fucked up. But see,
the nigga's irrational.
No. I still stand on him being irrational. I never said she wasn't.
Like all he did.
She was irrational too. But the thing is, he was the one who put the thought in her mind. Like, she might have always felt, I'm missing a child, which was one of the reasons why she
put the thought in her mind. She was already thinking about it.
But the thing is, she wasn't even tripping off of trying. She had left it alone. She was depressed about not having a child, but she wasn't actively, let's have a baby. I'm doing the pregnancy test. We had a baby.
So you think she wouldn't have ever? You think she would have never wished for it?
She might have, but however, he was the catalyst that made her want to do it then. At the end of the day, she was becoming okay with just being where she was. She still had issues with it. That's why
she might have. You can't blame her.
Okay, but what we do know is he's the one who introduced the conversation in that present time.
This is where shit goes.
So wait. Regardless of how she felt about it, do you feel like that was right to go and take that action without discussing that with her man?
No, but I feel like him mentioning it.
Ain't no buts.
It is but, and the reason why I feel like it's a but is due to the fact that he was the one who said, let's try. He didn't say, let's just try by having sex. Let's go get some pregnancy tests and ovulation tests. He said, let's try.
Would you run it by your man?
But the thing is, they had a conversation where she was like, I don't think we should do it. And he kept saying, we can.
So we had a magic room. And y'all had a conversation.
Mm.
And he didn't say how you wanted to have a baby. You would go upon yourself to go take that action, or would you talk to your man?
But that's why I also said that I feel that she was wrong on that end. You feel me? But I do. But I had already,
That's all I want.
when he just asked me about having her have accountability, I had already answered that. That yeah, she shouldn't be accountable for that. But I do see where he gave her the okay a little bit by saying, let's try. When she said, I already let the idea go because we've lost 2. And then, okay, we got this room where we wishing for everything else but a baby. Why aren't we doing that? And he didn't tell her nothing. The dude told him to leave. And this nigga's still here. And now you wondering why she wishing for babies? Like, you giving me everything but what I want. And I'm supposed to be okay with this. Like, what? You give me... So I'm bleeding, you gonna give me a fucking rubber band. Like, bitch, if you don't get out of my face. Like no. He gave her everything but that. Like, she was okay with the little rinky-dink diamonds and tartar sandwiches and stupid shit they have. That's not what she wanted.
So this is where shit get complicated. About an hour into the movie, they get a random phone call from the character John Doe. And John Doe really breaks down the rules of the house. And this is where the scene where, you know, the wife, she picks up the phone, the other line, so she listens in as they having the conversation. And he was basically asking, what did it take for men to be free? I want to see if anybody can answer that. Nah. He said, what did it take for men to be free? He said they had to kill God. Basically saying that the baby...
For a man to be free?
So this John Doe character,
you have to kill God.
First off, to give
you free.
First off, to give you a little insight on this John Doe character. John Doe was one of the original residents of the house. He got arrested and he's in the insane asylum. They say he was crazy and he killed his parents. So he's in the insane asylum, and this is where the husband is getting his information from this guy. So the guy calls the house, and he figures out that the little boy picks up the phone when John Doe calls the house, and John Doe was like, "Oh, they wish for a son." So when the husband got on the phone, the husband started tripping on him, and the husband was asking him a bunch of questions like, "You feel me?"
One of the first questions was, "Who made the wish?" He was like, "Who wished the baby?"
Yeah, who wished the baby?
Because that was very.
Did she wish the baby or did you wish the baby?
Because that was a factor.
Why was it a factor?
Because.
What was that question I asked? What does it take for men to be free? So basically, if they wanted that baby to survive and be able to go out that house without burning alive and shit, they had to kill the person who wished him alive in the first place. Meaning they would have to kill the mom. So she would have to die in order for that baby to live on.
And in the terms of the John Doe character, his story is the mother killed the husband, and then in turn she made him kill her, or did she kill herself?
I think he killed her.
She made him kill her. One of the two. She made him kill her. So.
It's John Doe's parents.
John Doe had to kill his mother in order for him to be a human being.
He was the baby.
He was
John
the baby
Doe
in the
was
past.
the baby.
He was a previous baby.
And he's basically John Doe because when they found that it was a murder at the house, they had no record of who he was, and he couldn't provide any identification. So he's been John Doe. And my thing is, from the beginning of the movie, I knew exactly, because I had paused it when the news article was shown, and I read it. So I was like, oh, either the baby is him, or this is a cycle happening again. So I was like, oh, I already see where this is about to go. Okay. Yeah, I was nosy. I read the newspaper article.
So, AP, you had a real dope breakdown about letting go. You were saying,
oh my God.
So when so when it got to that point where he was telling him like in order for the kid to be free, he has to kill the mother. The mother left out and she started tripping or whatnot. And now everybody's except the son who's just, you feel me, lollygagging about, you feel me, just living his life and dealing with whatever he's dealing with. Everybody's in this like conundrum where like they each have to let go in order to be free. So the mother has to let go of the child in order for her and the husband to be free. The husband has to let go of the wife in order for him to be free, because she keeps him tied to that house and to the entire situation.
Mhm.
If he let go of her, he can be free. If she let go of the kid, she can be free. But if the kid let go of the mother in whom he wants to be with forever, then the kid can be free. But the kid can't be free because he wants to be with the mother forever.
Yeah. Which is a fucked up situation because you've built this child to depend on you. Like, you created the connection with the child by allowing it to latch on.
And
the
now
father.
You said it was fucked up to say kill it in the beginning.
No, I'm still not saying kill. I
Man,
mean,
that
you
motherfucker
made this child.
That shit sounds so good.
No, and that's why I said.
That's why I said get rid of the demon child in the beginning.
Right? Kill that nigga.
But it's fucked up
That
because
would have ended up some fucked up shit too.
that's exactly like because I feel like it's like it's
The
like
stipulations.
it's like
The stipulations later. You said we can't bring him up later.
You already done put it. You already done made it with.
But that's
There
how it
gotta
works.
be something from it.
Stipulations always come up later. You never know.
Something about to get fucked up. Like you wish for the baby, your wife died, nigga. Now you fucked up, nigga.
You
You
do
like,
anything you want. Or
oh,
have
bro, you
anything
fucked
you
up,
want.
nigga. Like, damn, man, I didn't want my wife to die because I wanted a baby, man. Shit.
Have you ever found freedom in letting something go?
So the
What was the
boy
question?
was smart after a couple days. He was smart.
well, she was teaching him. She was homeschooling.
He was creative. I wouldn't say he was smart.
Yeah,
He was.
Yeah, she was homeschooling him.
He was a
And
kid.
I think his mental was starting to develop, like as they progressed.
I say 1/4 of his mental kind of developed because
Yeah.
he still was that baby, but being that he had grown up so fast, only partial of his brain really developed.
Yeah,
And he couldn't. You feel me? He was still understanding shit from. He still had baby needs.
yeah, because
But he
him,
was a 10-year-old mom.
because even him wanting to be with her forever, or like I want to. It seems
I wanna
harder.
sleep with you.
Yeah, it seems worse than what it. If you thought of him as a baby, most babies feel like if you put them in a bed with you, they sleep all night. They be chilled. If you put them in that crib, they crying every couple of minutes and all that stuff.
Was
So
just
like,
hearing that from
yeah,
somebody
and
to
then
talk.
like I want to be with you forever. She is his life. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
I
have to be with you forever.
I feel where he was coming from. It wasn't coming from like a. It would seem more of an
The
incestuous
whole
place
situation
because
is
he's
crazy.
technically not her child.
I
So hour and 10
wanna
minutes
get
into
there.
the movie
Yeah,
is where we take a dark,
I knew
dark
you-
Because
turn.
mentally he's progressing, so it will
Hey,
get
so
there the
nobody
longer
died?
he's alive.
So nobody died?
Wait, the goddamn you nigga, you only
They
you.
should have just let it. Once he started getting crazy, they could have just let him go kill.
Like I said again, an hour and 10 minutes into the movie is where it take a dark, dark, twisted, disgusting, nasty turn. It was just gross.
It's called again?
The
So-
room.
It's on Amazon Prime.
So basically, the young boy, the child, he one night looking through his parents' peephole catches them having sex. So he develops some sort of
It's a real
I don't connect something woke up in that nigga to where after they fell asleep, he stole the dad's pants and keys, went outside so he can age himself more, so he can be old enough to be with his mama.
It's
If
called,
that was even the main concept,
It's a real
we don't
thing,
even
though.
know why he really went out there to age himself.
So
Right.
it's a real thing though. It's not necessarily always like an actual sexual desire, but it's called Oedipus complex. It's a desire for sexual involvement with a parent of the opposite sex and a concomitant sense of rivalry with the parent of the same sex. It's usually a crucial stage in the normal development process. So the issue with him, you remember, he's skipping. So he's not getting much interaction with anyone else except for his mother and father. His dad is a piece of shit in his eyes. And his mom is the only one that fucks with him. So he's like, bitch, am I supposed to be with you?
Because remember, we were saying his dad wasn't putting his foot down, letting that nigga know, like, when he was pushing up on the woman, like, letting that nigga know, this my woman, nigga, take your ass to your room, nigga.
Damn, he was doing that too?
No, he wasn't. So being that he wasn't, the boy was getting all the mother's attention. The mother was damn near disowning the father, giving the boy all her
That's
attention.
what she wanted.
Well, it's also because of how he respond. Like from the beginning, if he would have responded correctly, like, "Hey, we can't get attached to this child because of X, Y, and Z," I think they would have had a better chance. It wasn't like
It didn't matter because that's what she wanted in the beginning.
No, but I'm saying from the communication
She didn't
part.
want none of that. I mean, it was already.
Yeah, but that's
It was
understandable.
already, to her, it was already obvious.
That's understandable, but the communication part, like even with the furniture movement thing, she had to be the one to be the communicator because he wasn't showing up in the
To
communication.
her, it wasn't nothing to
But
communicate
no,
about.
but if I can finish. So yeah, she wanted the baby, right? But if he would have gave her a couple of the findings that he understood and showed her, just like he showed her the $1,000 and $1 million and the diamonds, if he would have took the time to tell her what happened instead of just saying, "I have my reasons," tell her what it is.
It wouldn't have helped. The only thing that would have helped was his attention.
The only reason why it didn't help was because of the whole fact that he was coming off like he just didn't want the baby because I got it from the room and not from you.
It wouldn't have mattered anything that he did and if she didn't get his attention. His full, undivided attention for at least a few hours out of the day. He's an artist. This is what he does. She does not get any attention ever. That's why she wants the baby. Because if she had him, it wouldn't be that big of a difference.
Well, mind you, they had each other when they was partying and stuff. It was just them.
But it was because of partying. They had no regular connection. But I can't sit here and be chilling with you.
No.
If we ain't having fun and fucking around with hella people, we don't have shit popping off.
That's why she was annoyed in the very beginning.
Annoyed as fuck.
No, she was annoyed because she needed help moving.
But
that was a simple thing. Adding on to
the relationship.
That's what made her irritated. Like it was all of that. Plus now you ain't even helping me.
So
do
we're
this
also forgetting the fact that they have tried to have a family twice and lost children. So it's not necessarily that she just wanted a baby to have attention. That's very insensitive. Seeing the fact that they tried.
That's what hurts even more because she already feels inferior.
That conversation.
That's why she said that you're gonna be this big artist, this big guy doing all of this. But who am I? What am I? I can't even give you a baby. I don't even have your attention. I'm just a lingering person.
So she had
already felt abandoned.
She had her own career. She had her own
conversation.
She had her own career already.
Because that's what she wanted.
But she had her own career already, right? But she fucked it off while they was doing their little fuck off. So that's one thing. So I can't have a baby and I don't have a job. Okay, so now I'm just gonna be here with my hand out. You take me shopping and I'll be the trophy
with no attention.
But my thing is, her whole thing was she wanted a child, and he could have told her what he knew. We keep missing the fact that the dude told him leave. He had already saw what was happening with the shit in the house, and she wants to go outside and see the world, but she can't take her baby with her. Like she can't go apply for a social security card. She can't get because she could have.
It's not her baby.
But my thing is, if he would have told her, aside from it came from the room. Tell her the dangers of this, from what you understand, that it can burn up and die when you take it outside. That alone.
So at that point, okay. Hold on. So
but he didn't tell her because she went outside thinking that she was taking it out for fresh air.
All right, so I got a question.
Tell her
he knew what was going to happen.
He knew because this is what happened. Once the baby turned into a big person, that's why we gotta have the people watch the movie. Because the thing is, so the baby turns into a bigger kid, right? Yeah, so the kid turns into a bigger kid, right?
Oh, yeah, we on that part right now.
So the issue that happens is after that shit happens, he then tells her, everything ages in the house. It can die. The baby can die. He looks like an asshole. He could have just told her from jump.
Didn't she wish for the baby while he was out though?
Right, but when he came back and said, we can't do this, don't take the baby outside, he could have said it's gonna die. Yeah. So when she comes back inside, you tell her, this is why I was telling you to do it. But so you knew already.
But no, she didn't give him a chance to respond. She started
because she said, why? He said, I have my reasons.
You fucked that up right there.
He could have said because the baby can die.
Your shit off.
That's all he had to say.
He's still trying to understand how this shit works.
That's what I'm saying. He's still trying to figure out.
But
he knew that.
He only knew it from the objects. He didn't know it.
But whatever he knew, he knew.
So he's looking like an asshole right now. He lost his wife when that happened. Period.
Hypothetical question.
It was normal shit for them not to speak about, like this brother just said right now. They don't even talk like that. Right? You know what I'm saying? In a whole nother setting. So it didn't feel like he needed to even bring this shit up.
Say he came back.
Someone who lost 2 children. And
we don't even talk.
No, but okay, but that might be the reason why they don't talk, because he's just been, oh, it's okay, and she's been going, and she's been going, oh, it's okay,
right
it's not okay, obviously. So my thing is the same way she was able to come for him, be there for him, the same way.
Always something to say.
The same way he could have been there. The same way she was there for him when he wanted to do his art, and she was able to catch on. She was able to catch on that, okay, he needs this.
But he did though.
Okay, but he didn't, because what he did was he allowed her to take the baby outside where it could potentially die. The only reason why it didn't is because it is a living thing that has to go through stages before it dies. So it went from infant to toddler to adolescent child. Next it would have been a teenager. Then it would have been an adult. Then it would have been a senior. The child, because what was happening was the baby was dying in stages.
So look, where the point communication comes in, bro. Everything y'all tough here. Everything y'all tough here.
But the issue is he fails a lot. Like, she might not be that great in communication either. But no, the baby turned into a teen.
So come back.
I just want to be able to say
all of this could. No, I hear you. All of this could have been avoided. No, I hear everything that you're saying.
So in her mind,
there's just so much to say on the points that you say.
But in her mind, he's an asshole because he knew once that baby turned 10, because
it goes both ways.
Because you're looking at the communication between the two.
It's fucked up. Everything was fucked up. Because the thing is,
when they were moving, she was able to see he needs this time to do his art, so she was going to allow him to. Had she not dropped something, he was going to still be painting. So he wasn't tripping off of what she was doing. He's been letting her not have attention. He's been letting her.
But that's the regular life because that's how they live.
And then after he told her and let her know, say, all right, we got to take her outside and kill it. Would he been wrong?
I think he would have been right, but morally wrong.
What?
He would have been right because yes, we gotta kill it. It doesn't. It's not of this world.
Point, he was right.
It
makes you an asshole anyway.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
That, okay, this is what your wife wants, and now she already feels inferior from everything that you're doing. You have given her what she wanted, and now you're trying to take that back away from everything that she's always wanted.
Well, no,
this is the only thing that she's looking for.
Well, in that instance, I would have.
I
don't think she would have been mad at him for that because it's on her to wish something, right? If he would have told her it's going to die, because it's not by nature.
So that goes to the communication thing,
right?
So now you withholding information that can make.
So he keeps doing that though. Like that was like, okay, the dude told you don't stay.
That's
please.
petty shit.
Look, it's him. Like, okay. I know she's being irrational, but she is someone who is grieving and has not dealt with the death of 2 other children. So yes, she's irrational right now. I get that. But this is a part where when she understood her dude was an artist and she was giving him that time, she knew her partner. Him, on the other hand, he's just letting her deal with her shit by herself. That's not okay. She's dealing with grief from 2 other kids and now she wants a child. And you're just still like, oh, okay. I know we gotta kill it. I know it's not right. So I'm gonna just let her go outside because we couldn't kill it in the room. So you told her to just do something you couldn't even do. And then you gonna let her go outside and watch the baby die. Like, that's fucked up. I don't see that.
She
Like,
might have watched the baby die too. But now bringing it up.
She watched the baby die because she didn't know it was gonna die. But he knew it was a good chance that it was gonna age and burn up.
That nigga for sure went through.
That was
5 in her.
And at that time, what else was she supposed to do? She didn't know the son was doing it or stepping outside. She's like, "What the fuck is this?"
Take your ass in the house. You see your baby crying.
So after being rejected, but so many times, the child thinks of a plan to clone himself into looking exactly like the husband.
Hold on, we ain't even got to the part where he even killed the husband. He just went out.
God, well, this shit is crazy.
Yeah. So the nigga went after he stole the keys. He went outside and aged himself all the way up to like he damn near 18 like 20 something, bro. This nigga looked like
that nigga went outside and was better than that shit.
The mom and dad coming down the stairs and they see him and he on the couch curled up like this. He turned around with the gun and he was like, "Mommy, Daddy," or what the nigga said? He said some weird ass shit. It was some creepy ass shit the nigga said. But he held up the dad's gun and was, you feel me, threatening to shoot the dad, telling the mom we could be together forever and shit.
I think he said I'm grown now or some shit.
Bro, that nigga is grown, but
Man,
but the thing is, like, even mentally, the kid, like, we are still dealing with a nigga who has a toddler, like a
mentality,
baby needs, with a 10-year-old understanding, with the strength and the like
of a grown ass man.
He done went through puberty and everything, like,
but he don't know shit. Nigga, really only 2 weeks old.
Damn. So that's literally what it is.
So him and the dad get into a whole little scuffle where, like, the dad ends up dead and the boy ends up cloning himself looking just like the dad.
Yeah.
So now he chilling with the mom, and he told the mom, like, you feel me? Well, they had to bury the son, you know.
Oh no, he living happily ever after.
What? They eating breakfast and eggs and bacon and shit together and shit. The mom looking hella weird.
Nah, the mama already know what's happening.
Bruh. The mom looking hella weird, bruh. After they finish eating, the scene cut to the actual dad, who come to find out is in the house.
Whoa.
This nigga wake up in the house, you feel me, in his room, and we're like, what the fuck?
So he wasn't dead anyway.
Bruh, this nigga go to the start yelling the wife's name out, because the wife wouldn't answer. So he went to the wishing room. Noticed the wishing room was locked. Started breaking, you feel me, busting through the walls. He had to climb through hella wires. Bruh, it looked like he was supposed to die in there.
Right.
So he was climbing through hella wires trying to get to the other side. Because somehow they remember the boy had wished for the what was inside the globe, the forest inside the globe, to be in the wishing room.
Yeah, to be camping.
They never unwished that, so that was still there, along with the house.
They had the whole camping trip outside.
So he had the mother inside the wishing room, living inside a whole environment as if this reality. And she only finds out when they sitting down, and he asks her, like, we can play board games, like, you want to play some games? And she like, what?
Nigga, what?
This nigga been trying to keep up the complex for so long. And mind you, this nigga got a 10-year-old mentality.
Yeah, right.
But so been dealing with an artist. So.
Nigga ain't pulled out no easel.
So the husband is climbing through this wall and shit, trying to, you feel me, get on the other side to go find his wife and shit. So he get to the other side, he sees still the forest and shit. So he got hella running to do. So he running. But meanwhile, the son is in the house with the wife. He asked to play board games, and the wife started looking weird, and you feel me? That's when the boy started getting up, and he was like, remember what he saw when he was 10 years old, peeping through the door. So he is pretending to be his father right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the nigga get to touching on his mama and kissing on her and shit. And he get to, like, do the caressing her all the way to a point where he damn near fucks on his mama. He rapes his mama.
This movie's wild.
Mama already knew it was popping. Mama ain't stupid.
The mama didn't know until they sat there asking him to play board games and shit. And that's when she...
But I would assume he can't, like, he might look like him, but he's not going to smell the same. He's not going to say certain stuff. His hand,
right? And it's going to be a quick change. It's going to be drastic as fuck. You know,
at the table, she was like, for me, looking at him kind of weird, suspiciously, like,
yeah, you know what
like what?
So it was something off the entire time, but she didn't know what the hell it was. He was talking about getting away and getting a new spot and starting over and shit, and she like, nigga, you real quick, you're going after all of this shit. So the husband ends up making it to the house, what seems like to be just in time, you right? So the son gets up to go check, and you know, they could whole little fight scene. I ain't gonna lie, that whole little scene gets crazy because they end up tricking the son to make it seem like the son had killed him in order for them to get away and get outside the little wishing room. So it comes all the way down to the end where they get outside and they get to the real house and shit. And they trick the son to come outside and they watch him burn up. So the son burns to crisp, gets hella old. We watch him turn to Joe Biden. He get hella old and die off, you know.
Biden falling up them stairs.
And
I
the
fall upstairs
Oh,
twice.
oh shit.
Mommy.
Obamacare. Oh,
Oh, that shit was fucked up.
that nigga shriveled up in the fetal position
damn.
Oh, fucked up.
and turned to dust immediately. So that nigga was over. Then we at the end of the movie where like they all the husband and wife decides to go live at a motel. They fuck the house shit, you know. I don't want to live there no more. That shit crazy. So they go stay
And
at
the wife
motel.
discovers she's fucking pregnant
After
by
all
the
this
fucking
time.
clone.
By the clone!
So after all this time,
by the clone.
after all this
That's
time,
what it
she
meant,
gets the
bruh.
baby she wants.
By the clone. That's why she's sitting there shocked like,
By the son.
But why?
Damn.
What if? I mean, what if it's
What if
by the
nothing?
husband?
It's by the
no,
she got raped by the son.
it's not. It's by, yes.
That wasn't-
What if the clone wished for her to get pregnant before he died?
Whatever the clone did.
Because he had access to the room, huh? That's why the room was locked.
Like, what if his wish was to give her what she really
He
wanted?
wished to be able to get her pregnant. Maybe.
Yeah.
He was what she wanted.
But whatever
He was what she wanted. He was the attention that she needed.
whatever happened, she ended up pregnant. She ended up
That's what
with
that sound like.
she ended up with the baby that she's been wanting and craving for the entire movie and couldn't have.
She needs
I think her husband didn't want no baby from jump, and he was okay with her never having a baby. Honestly, I think he was fine with them just being them too.
Women do stick all the way together, like right?
No, based on
Sushi
his
rice.
responses, based on his
Yo,
responses.
never fall
Sushi
off.
rice. That nigga
Hey,
said-
Bro, this nigga climbed through the water, go save this bitch and Ella shit.
No,
This
because he
nigga
wanted
risked
her.
himself.
See, because this is what happened when you cut niggas off. Because I never said he didn't want her. That was clear. He wanted her. He just didn't want no fucking baby. He was okay with them not having a baby. We could try again. Nigga, I done lost two. He was okay with her not having no baby. He just wanted to seem like he was on board.
If I was okay with not having a baby, I wouldn't say shit about having a baby. Would you?
No, there are
Would you
some.
say something about
there
you
are-
want a baby?
No,
You
but
don't want
some
a baby?
people do that.
If you don't want a baby, you gonna say something about having a baby?
There are some people that do that. In committed relationships,
They
they'll bring
If
that
you
shit
don't
up,
want a
even if they
kid,
don't
you
want
gonna
one.
bring up having a kid?
Oh no, fool.
There's people that do that all the time. There are people that try for babies like through
Dog, you finna bring up having a kid if you don't want a kid?
niggas be doing that shit.
Ira, you finna bring up having a kid, you don't want a kid?
They bring up babies, relationships, all types of shit. Don't
Bruh,
want it.
ain't no nigga
Okay,
I
but
know
I-
finna
can
bring
I
up a
finish?
kid if they don't
If
want
I
a
can,
kid.
so at the end of the day, there are people that do that shit all the time. They'll be like, "Oh, let's try for this baby. Let's get our eggs and our sperm and shit checked." And then it'd be that one side that do something to sabotage them getting the conceiving.
That sounds
Like-
toxic.
But there's people that's like that. There's literally people that's like that. It's fucked up. But there's people that do that shit all the time.
But
There's
I
niggas
knew-
that say,
feel
"I
it
always
was
thought
something
I'd get you
creepy
pregnant,
about
then you get
them.
pregnant."
I felt like it was something creepy about them the whole movie.
Yeah, they're weird.
I was like, that shit was weird. The whole, I don't know.
There's some.
How bad do you really want what you want? How far are you willing to go for it?
Not making a whole nother fucking person.
Are you prepared to live with the consequences of it?
Nigga, I ain't taking that, bro. I ain't crossing that line.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth
She
it.
crossed that line. Something was wrong with her from the jump, bro. She was like I said.
Now, what if? All right.
She was
Now,
crazy.
Yeah.
what if he came home? No, what if she came home and it was just a fucking tiger in the front yard?
Then that's different.
She would have been like, "Why the
No,
fuck?"
he
did
wished
I-
it without her. He just wished it. You bitch, you got a baby. I wanted a fucking tiger.
The fact that a man would compare a baby to a tiger, I'm pretty sure that would probably piss her off. But
Why would she get pissed off?
because you're equating a child to a tiger.
I'm pissed off that you didn't want to try to have another kid with me, but you went to go wish
Nobody
a kid
caught
without
that.
me.
Because she.
How does that
You
pissed off
can't even
more?
equate that either. She does not want to put her body. She does not want to put her body or a child in her body through death again. With wishing one, she doesn't. In her mind, I'm pretty sure she's cutting that part out. That either there's something wrong with me that's killing these children, or you feel me? Like it's that thing. That process right there is traumatic for her.
But she's also cutting the husband out.
But if he said, let's try for a baby, there's a good chance that he might get cut out, period.
How?
Because there might be an option where they may have to adopt.
Hey, what about
Then
wishing
what?
the baby didn't exist?
That's a
But
decision that
didn't
they make
didn't they
together.
stay in the movie?
But
They don't make that alone. They make that
They
together.
But they
stated in the
made-
movie that neither one of them had problems, right?
No,
He was like, I don't have nothing wrong with
ain't
me.
nothing wrong with
That's
them.
what they
was,
said.
They
They
was
said that.
normal
Right,
people.
right, that's understood. But even with doctors saying that, there's people that they'll say you'll never have children, and then they end up with children. So in her mind, she's looking at the fact that I already had. He's saying the doctors are saying there's nothing wrong with me, but 2 children have died inside of me. I don't want that to happen again. So why would she keep trying? 5 kids later, she finally had the 6, but there's 5 children that's missing. Like why would she want to keep putting her body?
But do you see the irony of it at the end? She ended up
Because
pregnant
now-
by the clone.
Now
anyway.
you get raped,
but-
and now you don't have to worry about it.
Oh, let's not even cover that.
That's what it comes down to.
No.
She got raped, and now she ain't got to worry.
I'm just
about
saying. I'm just.
No.
Now she got a baby.
This is the
forever.
part of like PC. We might as well just leave that.
That was silver lining. She got the baby.
Right?
No,
She ended up with the baby
no, because now it's another.
because she didn't want to. She cut off the husband from the beginning.
But why? So again, we're looking at we're missing the fact.
For.
We're missing the fact that when she wanted the child and she was excited about the child, he never communicated why they could not have a child. Because at the end of the day, he was talking about, oh, we can't keep the baby. This is wrong. This is wrong. But you got Picasso's. You get to keep the money. You got a room full of $1 million in there. But you're telling me I got to get rid of this baby that I want.
All right, let's
Let's not also forget that they still had the money in a club. Like he didn't sit there and say, "Oh well, we can't use it nowhere, so let me just burn it." He didn't do that. They still had a room full of money. But you're telling me I need to go take this baby and kill it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that's fucked up. Like even no matter how fucked up it is to keep the baby, it's even more fucked up to make me kill it. Like it was irrational for her to wish it. But it's fucked up for him to tell her to kill it.
Let's
Too much
say,
for him right now.
let's
So he
say,
can't even give her the attention that she want. He can't have no another fucking baby. The nigga can't be sitting there trying to get 2 attention.
But he wasn't. She was grieving from losing 2 kids, and he talking about let's try again.
all right,
Kill this one.
I got 2
He was
questions.
fucking up. He fucked up.
He did say that.
I got
gotta watch the movie.
I got 2 questions
Right.
piggybacking off that.
Yeah, I gotta
One
watch
being,
the movie.
all right, let's say, all right, he was wrong for the way that he approached all the situations or whatnot. Why at some point in time she could never sit him down and tell him, look, I don't like the way that you've been approaching these situations. I don't this is how I feel when that's communication. He don't know how to you feel me. He's just coming about this shit because from logical standpoint, like what the fuck are you doing? And for her, she's coming at it from I want this kid. But she never sat down and told him how she felt about
that shit.
So it was
No.
that tension and that distance.
She did say it when she said, we've already tried twice and they've died. That was her saying, I am not ready to go through that process again. He never told her, but we can't.
Don't mean wish upon a star.
I'm not saying that what she did was rational at all.
Right.
But you are asking someone who was grieving that did not have a supportive partner, who she has to keep babying on her grief. Like while she's dealing with her own shit, she got to deal with a child, a grown child, but she can't have her own. That's fucked up.
I think can we
Like,
look at all right? Let's look at it from this perspective because I hear what you're saying.
He's
right?
left her. Left her to have to figure shit out too many times.
Check this out because I hear what you're saying, right? And now let's think about this movie, right? The whole time before that, they spent about 3-4 nights straight just partying. And not just partying, not just regular partying. These niggas is partying
Everything
anything that they fucking ask for, they getting.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, maybe in the spirit of the moment, let's just say in the spirit of all this abundance we getting, maybe it was like, hey, maybe we should try for a child. Maybe he didn't have the intent of saying maybe guilt tripping her. Maybe that wasn't his intention. Maybe they was just like, hey, we got everything we asked. We getting everything we asked for.
Remember when she was on the swing and he asked her, he was like, what happened to the necklace that you had? And she was just sitting there swinging hella depressed like, oh, it's just gone. He was like, what do you mean? She was like, I'll just get another and another and another,
Yeah.
and another. And it's like right there, it's like, all right, I see there's something more to this. And at that point, like she's shutting off. She's not communicating what she's really feeling. And for him to have to read between the lines and have to know exactly how to act and exactly what to do when he's doing the best he can as a man, as her husband, the fact that
He's
he
not
got
tuning into her at all.
The fact
That's not tuning in.
This woman is dealing with grief, but when he wanted to paint
just
while they were
biting shit.
moving, she had to tap into he wants to paint with a paintbrush, and I got to deal with him a certain kind of way. Why he couldn't do the same thing for her? She's actually dealing with death 2 times.
He was.
That's crazy. Like no, no. You're asking her.
He was shut off.
You're asking her to show up every single time, but he can't do it once. And the one time he does decide to talk about something that's near and dear to her desires, let's try again. Like her body's a fucking machine or something.
Mention herself grieving about 2 kids before that.
But
did they ever say that
once
before?
they did say
so when
it.
I'm talking about from the point they moved into the house up until they found out it was a wishing room up in there. They never mentioned nothing about her grieving about kids. So you never knew that she was grieving.
But
it was
clearly
nothing that
he
said she was
knew.
grieving.
But clearly he knew. But she was all depressed and despondent. And then he decided, following after that, let's talk about trying for a baby. 1, read the fucking room. You already knew there was a death that happened. And then it was another one. So even if she never said it out loud, you knew there's a good chance that you need to be there for her. So then for him to bring it up and then know that there's a good chance that, oh, you know what, with me bringing this shit up, something is going to go wrong here because she's been wishing for everything that she doesn't necessarily care about. When she said, well, just get another one and another one, it was shit she didn't even want. That's why she just threw the wishes around. I'll be a princess. I'll get $1,000, $10,000. Because none of that shit was what she wanted anyway.
So what if Bert would have never said nothing to her at all?
If he would have never said anything to her at all, he still probably would have been on like a still not coming to her with what she needed. Okay, you can't give her what she needed. But the whole thing is, it's like once he realizes like she's grieving, he could have came to her with something, asking her maybe if she wants to talk to somebody about it. Anything. Let's talk about it in vitro. Let's go see if we can go see a specialist. Anything. But let's try again. We've already tried twice.
But could she not flip out on any of those?
She could have. But the
so
thing
there is nothing that this nigga could have done right in that situation. In other words.
But he didn't try.
Damn,
I mean, he didn't. He didn't.
He didn't care.
Bro should have left. The
nigga didn't give a fuck in the first.
No, because y'all just sat there in the beginning of the movie that she was supposed to understand the type of man she had.
And he understood by staying with her through the entire thing, all the way to the point where he told her, I'm not with this. I'm not with you. When she was bored.
I got all that shit.
When she was bored, so when she was boarding up the windows, and he told her, I'm not with this. And she told him, you can either leave or get with the program. Next scene, that nigga is up on the ladder boarding up windows.
That was after he realized, oh, okay, we tried to kill it. And the little nigga running outside, and it's going to fuck with her a little bit more. And we still don't know exactly what's going to happen. So I'm scared too. That's the only reason why he went and did that shit. He did not care. He has not shown up how he should have for his wife. And again, she was grieving. He is not. He was very disconnected.
That was a dry ass relationship from jump.
Let's try again.
They was all fucked up from Jump Street.
So you ain't talked to her about babies in a while or probably ever, and then just let's try again like her body's a machine.
The soul of their relationship was partying.
You want to try? What's like what? It was ways around that, and a lot of times since dudes don't have that feeling of what it feels like, saying shit like that is just hella like it's insensitive. Like let's try again. Like did you even talk to me about how I feel about losing the kids? Did you even check to see if like how I have nightmares? Do I dream about them? Like
but we don't
nothing.
Know, we don't know if they did it.
But right? Based on that conversation, it was just hella like, oh, a nursery made you realize maybe we should have another child. That's how it's looking.
But the fact that the nursery was there.
So therefore, he did not have a conversation on his own. It wasn't necessarily something that he really wanted. It was just, oh, well, the nursery is here. Let's talk about it since it's here.
If his woman wishing up a nursery and shit, and you see what the fuck is going on, and it's like...
So he wasn't going to have the conversation on his own. That means he did not check on her on how she felt until he felt like, oh, okay, I see where this is going.
If he wasn't gonna have it on his own, then he should have it with her. That's what she should do.
So again, when he was artsy fartsy in the beginning, she had to come through and know the type of man she had, and y'all congratulated her for that. But the man sees that his wife is grieving after 2 deaths, and he's not going to come to her
congratulate
aid.
him for sticking through the entire thing.
But he's sticking through and not helping.
I felt like he did. I felt like he did a lot.
Okay, but y'all are saying that through her grief. No, but through her grief, she's supposed to show up.
I felt like as a man, he did what he could. He did what he knew he could do.
What was it?
He was already out of it.
So he
was never linked into her whatsoever.
But so
you can't. Huh?
Oh, she tapped out.
I'm just listening to what y'all say.
She tapped out.
He wasn't really. It don't sound like he was tapped into what she wanted
he
to know.
was not, because for the conversation to be had because she wished up a nursery, that means it was not on your mind to talk to your wife and say, how are you feeling about this? Like, what
they're all partying.
No, but before the partying, when he asked her, like, oh, okay, the money. Oh, okay. Prior to the marriage, when the deaths happened, he should have came and been there for her. She wouldn't have did this shit. She wouldn't have did this shit. She wouldn't have did that.
The deaths was prior to the movie.
I understand that, but look at how she responded to having a child. Look at how she went behind his back and did it, because she knew he didn't want no kids. Like, it was a bunch of shit that happened.
But he did want kids.
He didn't. He wanted to have a conversation after he saw the nursery. It wasn't because, oh, well, we wishing everything else.
Should he have wished the kid up first?
No, but he could have
wished the nursery.
So he could have. You just asked me. No, he shouldn't have. Nor should she have done it. But the whole thing is, since it happened, it was clear that she was still grieving. That means that at some point they didn't have a conversation to check in with her prior to that. For her to do any of this shit, the baby and all this other stuff, she already knew there was a good chance that he didn't want it because he wasn't showing up for the 2 deaths that they had.
Can I ask a question then? So, say on the flip side, right? What if in her sleep? What if in her sleep she got impregnated? What if he impregnated in her sleep against her will? She was totally unconscious of it, and she got pregnant. Now, what if he wanted to keep it? Would she be wrong if she said she didn't want to keep it?
If somebody raped you and got you pregnant, are we gonna really ask that question?
I mean,
I'm saying
that's what
it's the same concept of pushing the baby out of the blue.
But in that movie, she made a conscious decision to, one, not carry another child in her body. So it was her body, her choice. She decided to wish a child because they've been wishing everything else. So we're asking someone who wanted a child to not wish for one.
And
like,
I feel like even
think about that.
I feel like even in that concept, like with the whole having the baby, the male is always isolated, even in that aspect of it, where it's like, well, you don't feel it, you don't understand it, you don't this, and it's like, well, I'm sitting here and I'm trying to deal with it with you. If that's what a male is trying to do, if there's a male that's trying to do that, but I feel like in most concepts, the male is even cut out on that aspect. So even watching this movie, how the male is cut out when it comes to having this baby, when it comes to the decision of having this nursery or wishing the baby up and even making the decision to take the baby out, she cut him off at every given time.
He cut him. The reason why I feel like he cut himself out was because he did not introduce the conversation until he saw that she wanted something.
I mean, isn't that what you're supposed to do?
So my thing is, they had already lost 2 children. The conversation about trying again should have happened before a nursery was thought up. That means there was a conversation that did not happen.
So she didn't bring that conversation to him. She didn't bring that conversation to him, and then she didn't bring the conversation to him about wishing the baby up.
Well,
what is he supposed to do with that?
So the thing was, we didn't have set no ground rules for what we can wish for, sir. We didn't set no ground rules, right? So right now I'm just fucking with the idea of possibly being ready. Instead of him saying, let's try, he could have asked her, where is your, where is the mind? Like, where are you going with this? Do you want to adopt? Do you want to wish for a baby? Like, where are you right now? Because we just lost 2. How are you feeling about the loss of those 2 already? Do you think that you're ready for another one right now? That conversation should have been had. It did not happen. What he did was, let's try again. Well, how do you want to try again? Because right now I've lost 2, having them naturally. I'm not ready for that. But we got this fucking room here. So in that conversation, they both failed communicating, right? But I do feel like her saying we already lost 2, he knew where this was going. Because you got the nursery, but you don't want to have the children naturally. What would be the other? What was her other response? What else would she would have been doing then? Why are you getting a nursery, but you don't want to carry a child? She's about to wish the baby. That she was already lining it up. He failed the communication there. That means he was most likely doing it already, and she felt she couldn't come to her partner no more. That's why she wasn't even gonna fuck with it no more. But when they started wishing for everything
There's so
else,
many different ways you can look at this shit.
no, but the way I see it is literally like, oh, okay, well, you already saw that shit happening. She wished them shit up.
But you gotta think that. You gotta see that shit.
Right. So
you gotta already have something like that in your mind to even think about some shit to go down. There's so many different ways, bud.
But when she's
just coming off partying and having all the types of fun.
Because she wasn't planning on having a baby vaginally. But why would he think nothing is wrong?
Because you're thinking about normal shit. You're not thinking about...
But the thing is, so she lost 2 kids. It had to be recently because they were newly married and going through a honeymoon phase. So that means she just had to recently lose those 2 kids. At some point, their relationship, it wasn't like they were dating forever.
They mentioned nothing about these kids prior to that moment.
That
means
these kids could have had the kids. They could have been the kids before they got married.
Up until that moment.
Okay.
So all I'm saying is, I understand what you're saying. I understand like the grief and the emotion, and I get that what she was doing was irrational. That's the perfect word for what she did. It was irrational for what she did. That was totally irrational. But you cannot justify summoning a fucking spawn into the world, though.
I never justified that.
Okay, so but you're making it seem like he's wrong for wanting nothing to do with the baby.
I think he was wrong from jump. He saw her wish up a nursery. He had to.
She thinks he was wrong because he didn't communicate and he wasn't there for her from jump. Which made her wish a nursery. I felt like Brett did all that he could throughout the entire movie to support and try to be there and try to like do what he can, all the way down to the end where he had to climb through this these wires, this hella wires and shit, bro. You wouldn't make it if you look through there, bro. You like, god damn, you wouldn't make it through there. You can't cut these wires down, bro.
He cuts trees down. He'll make it.
You think so?
Yes,
bro. You got some chopping to do because they hella wires. They thick, bro. And when I say he climbed through, bro. You see how wide this room is? He climbed at least that length to get to the other side.
He had to cut down 3 trees. We was stuck in the snow, and it was 3 trees in a way, and it was him and some tiny guys, and he was just.
Well, imagine crawling through shit, and now you finna try to cut through some wires and shit, trying to get through there, bro.
Knocking shit down.
He climbed through the hella shit, bro, trying to go save her at the end, bro.
He was like, I got this.
You don't do what you need to do, man.
So, bro was all the way there to the
I need all the women to watch this movie, okay? And maybe any men who have had women lose babies, please watch it and tell me if there was some underlying shit, okay, that even if they didn't tell us in the beginning of the movie that they lost 2 kids, because that would have fucked the movie up. In the communication that we did see, it was clear that he was not showing up how she needed him to prior. That's why she wished up a nursery.
When he first found out about the room and she first came into the room, what was the first thing he asked her?
When she first came into the room?
When she first came.
What was the
very first thing he
thing
said to her?
$1,000.
No.
What do you want most? What is
He's like, what do you want the most?
And then she said, I don't know. Like, what do you mean? So he said, name anything.
What was her answer?
$1,000.
Okay, so
then it went to $10,000. He was like, make it more. $1 million.
So
more money.
Okay, so this is someone who is still trying to be rooted in reality, even with her wishes. You can use money, but you cannot keep putting your body through babies, right? And then it was still a situation where she still didn't really believe the room was the room.
But it's like
and then she's also still grieving from the loss of her 2 kids. She's not going to just off the bat wish for a baby to fall out of the sky.
She gonna be like, I want a baby.
But
what you mean?
But my thing is, this is someone who's already lost 2. She doesn't even want to go there. But when she finally starts to see the power of the room and that she's been a princess and they done had shower baths with diamonds in it, then she said, you know what, let me wish a nursery. So she still didn't go all the way there because she's still not ready to go there. But then her husband comes in the room talking about, let's try for a baby. So in her mind, she's thinking, he's on board with this. I just can't go through it naturally anymore. Mentally, I am not ready for it. And
You
if
said
I
she's
lose,
thinking he's on board?
yeah, because she fucked around with the nursery idea, and then he comes in and says, let's try for another one.
So she's
So
in her mind,
when
she's thinking that he's
on board
He wants to have a baby.
because he didn't shut it down with the nursery. He then comes in, instead of saying, no, what are you doing with this? He says, let's try for a baby. She then rebuts, I want one, but I'm not ready to have it this way. We lost 2 already. He still didn't shut it down because you already wished a nursery.
But he did say, wish, and this would imply he mean naturally. He was like, come on, the doctor said it's nothing wrong with me and it's nothing wrong with you, which does not mean wish for a baby. It means he want to do it naturally.
Okay, but even still, she was rebutting with, I am not ready, or I can't take that process.
Mind you, there was a tone behind it. There was a cutthroat tone behind it, where she didn't say it nicely and kindly.
Why?
She said it angrily.
Right, because she's grieving. This is like someone, you lose a loved one and somebody says, well, you can make another one. It'll be another one.
Somebody
you
come
lose your
at
brother.
you, somebody
you can
come
get
back
another
at
one.
you, and I'm not gonna lie. You come back at me angrily with a comment like that, I'm finna step off. I'm obviously in waters that I can't swim in. I'm finna back off. You feel me? All right. I'm saying all the wrong shit. I'm gonna come back to you when we can actually talk as civilized, where you don't have to be yelling at me, where you can actually tell me what the hell is going
see,
on.
that's the problem, because again, this was a 2 babies that they made together, and he keeps off with it. He has to
if
show.
You're not talking, if you yelling at me and you cutting,
okay. But my thing is, this is bigger than I want to paint on an easel. She was sitting over here
This
talking.
ain't got nothing to do with the easel.
No, but if I can finish one sentence, okay. So the whole problem is, y'all congratulated her for knowing what kind of man she had, and how she handled it. And even though she got a little bit irritated, she allowed him to, get back together, and he got it together. He is not doing that for her. He is sitting over here just kind of hands off. You saw the nursery, hands off. Let's try for a baby. No follow-up. She then wishes a baby. Kill it. Like, there had to be some type of intervention beforehand that should have happened, or no nursery would have been wished in the first place.
But if at every corner she's commenting with him at these cutthroat tones with these comments that's cutting him off at every single time, then it's like, bro, there's only so much he can do.
Well, no, because in the beginning, again, with this scenario about how she handled him, originally his response was cut off. You feel me? Like he didn't
cut off. He just looked at her.
No, but that look is a verbal communication of don't start this shit. So what she did was she regrouped herself. He should have done the same thing for her. Oftentimes, women are left to have to basically carry y'all while y'all going through something. But where was her support when she needed him?
He was there the entire move.
But it was trying to put out fires that he started. He started the room. Period. So he started the
All right.
and he didn't tell her everything until it was too late. By then the baby's already a grown nigga. By the time he said something.
The Room. Go check it out, everybody.
It's in The Room. It's a good movie.
Yep.
And men, if you know your women are going through something, stop being an asshole and show it for her the same way she showed up for you.
Go watch that.
Thank you. And fuck you at the same time.
Woo-hoo.
Nah, that's 3.5 hours, bro. Jeez.
I was trying to let y'all know, like, nigga, we on 10. Now, I was doing 9:50. I was like, 9:50. Yeah, nigga was on. I was like, all right, fuck it. Y'all see what it is.
Like,
What you gonna do? You gonna tell them I don't want to buy
Exactly what happened is the reason why I would leave.
I don't want to buy this other one.
So you find it. So you find it.
Damn, what's that? I hear myself.
You hear yourself?
Yeah.
how can you not hear yourself?
Oh yeah, everybody gonna hear
That's what I'm saying.
for sure. All day.